closest thing to a regular guy that we'll ever see as a president.
We're up.
I don't know about that. There's not a
Unless
lot
you're
of
gonna
regular
run.
billionaires that were
Yeah.
raised by millionaires.
Yeah.
Well, he is kind of a regular guy. He
As far as the way he gets
get
along
around
with
with
regular
construction
people.
workers.
Exactly. That's
Yeah, but it's different when you're the boss.
Sure, but
I mean,
he's-
I understand, yeah, you're out there
like
drinking
that.
beers with him occasionally, but
He doesn't drink.
he's still going back to a damn Airbus 320 or a 747.
And we all don't?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I gotta be in Boston in a couple hours, guys.
Gotta go.
I'm out of here. Yeah.
As you fly off in the
Yeah.
helicopter
Yeah,
to go to the
get in
airport.
the airport to get in your plane. Yeah,
Nice meeting you.
exactly.
Does that mean you're going to run for president now, Mark?
Yeah. And get my Hyundai, drive to DIA, and take the cheapest flight out.
And the Bitcoin's down $2,900 today, Mark.
Oh.
It's so volatile.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, but it's still up like craziness for the year.
Wish I read that tomorrow. Oh, wonderful.
Sorry, waters aren't
wonderful, wonderful.
really cold. Sorry about that.
Thank you,
I forgot
thank
to
you.
fill the fridge yesterday.
Oh.
Want to ride? Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Oh, okay, all right. You said that, but I'm just giving it. Oh, I'll give it that. Thank you,
need
thank you.
one? Dan?
I'm good if you don't got enough. I got
Okay. Let me know. Send me a message if you need one.
Oh, come on, where's this folder? It's killing me.
Take new retail delivery from an authorized Ford dealer stock by January 2nd, 2018. See dealer or go to buyfordnow.com for complete details.
Tune in to the Mortgage Doctor listen every weekend when it's time to buy a new home.
So everybody's out there trying to pick the next Bitcoin. You know, which one is the one you can buy for $1 that's going to go to 10 grand or something.
Which is weird, isn't it?
And there's only like 5 million of them now.
So why is it?
And there could be another one tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's us start one.
Or something because
Troubleshooter, TSN coin.
Just like Beanie Babies used to be worth a lot.
Yeah.
Beanie Baby. Come on, you can't. Come on, only you would compare them to Beanie Baby.
That's what we do.
They're Cabbage Patch Kids.
Yeah, I remember those.
Okay,
What about the
Teddy
Pokemon
Ruxpin.
cards? There you go.
Teddy Ruxpin.
Teddy Bucks.
That was actually
Pet Rocks.
Oh, somebody had a whole bunch of stuff going on here.
Pat Miller, Gabby Gourmet. It's almost Christmas. My grandson Joey is joining me with some other special guests too.
Mark, you're still signing your...
Join me this Saturday, December 23rd.
I just signed in because I was on with Ross. Thank you, though. Make sure dump the cash 100%. Do I got to come over there and do that?
You might have to do that. Just make sure.
I don't want Mark to see what I was writing about.
Yeah, you know Matoski. Look at him.
Here, watch out.
Okay.
Mark and I are so tech savvy, you can leave it
That's
wide
right.
open. I wouldn't know what to do with it.
What sucks is that's why I was having problems over there. It kept saying you're logged in. I'm going, what are you talking about?
Has work got you feeling stressed and burned out? Dr. Jan Bellerman and Harold Dennis invite you to join them
Hey, babe.
February 9th
Ideal's
for
coming on at
Unmasking
11.
the Baby Boomer Myth.
Okay, so be dialed in and I'll have all this info up.
You and greater
Just don't
confidence
tune
in
in.
whatever you do. The new model isn't about being the best in the world. It's about being the best for the world.
Do you need help with your mic or you know what to do?
On button is
On when you're talking, off when you're not? Yep,
I think so.
okay. And I'll just kind of give you, if
If
they
I'm
nudge
in the
you,
way, you let me know.
I will.
She'll
Okay,
just kick
great.
you, don't worry.
Yeah.
Alright.
I didn't even see an Apple sweatshirt, too.
Roland going to be in today?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I think he'll stop it.
Okay, good. How's he doing these days?
He's doing good.
And for one class, it's the first
This is all the info I have on them. Get out of here.
for first in class
Force a habit.
Oh, okay.
I apologize.
That's fine.
in the green box with a blue wave.
Mornings.
Everybody's
Hello, Ryan.
phones
How
are
do you
good?
feel right now as Speaker of the House? By being Speaker, I can make sure that we prioritize getting tax reform done. Are you thinking about trying to do any reforms with Social Security or Medicare at this point?
What Ross talk about?
That are the big drivers of
I had to talk about Apple, of course, because they're a bunch of jerks.
Speaking.
And then,
Ross Kaminsky. Mornings 5 to 10.
Trump.
6:30. J-Howe.
I wonder how this new tax deal affects my mom was asking the seniors.
Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Welcome to the show! As you know, this is the only show of its kind. What do? Well, we solve problems, and we do it very, very well. In fact, Tommy Boy has been doing it for over 38 years, just in the Denver metro area. He started his career, my God, I don't know, 60, 70 years ago. I'm not sure. I try to put an age to him. Sometimes I forget. But actually, Tommy's out, but we're always here. The Troubleshooter team is here to kick ass, take names, and solve your problems, answer your questions, and take your complaints. It's very simple. It's Car Day. I love Car Day. For those that don't know, I was in the car business for too long. Honestly, I got so sick of retail, I wanted to act like one of the Chinese Apple employees and jump off and commit suicide. But these guys love what they do. Mark Machowski with Budget A1 Transmission. Any transmission questions you have, really give the number a call, 303-713-8255. Kevin Calkin with Sheridan Auto Tech, 2 locations to serve you. And a very interesting, it's a technology company. It's not really an automotive company. I call it a technology company, but if you're buying or selling a car, there's no better way to do it than Blinker.com. And we'll get into what Blinker is and what they do. But Andrew Price with Blinker's here, and it's revolutionary. In fact, once again, to me it's a technology company because you can apply that same model of what you guys do to anything. Furnaces, water heaters. You could literally, airplanes. You could, airline tickets. You could apply what you guys do when it comes to buying or selling, you know, expensive products. You're not going to do this for a garage sale. But it is the best way for a consumer to sell a car, and I'll explain why as we get on. 303-713-8255 is the number. By the way, I do want to talk about one update we have. In fact, should I wait a little bit? Are we seeing, what's the guy's name that called yesterday?
Gil?
Yeah, so Gil, we got him a place to stay last night. Is that correct?
We sure did.
And then we think we found him a semi-permanent place.
We're so excited that we're able to help him.
Let's wait till
an update with Deputy Clint here in just a little while.
Okay, yeah, let's wait till that's done, but this could be a success story. For those that have listened to the show a long time, I am extremely skeptical when we have calls coming in. I'm homeless. I need this, you know, if I just get this, we can do this, and blah, blah, blah. Honestly, most of them have already fallen off the cliff. And it's very hard for a show like this to help someone that literally has been homeless for 15 years. And it's next to impossible, because I guarantee in those 15 years, hundreds of people, well, maybe not hundreds, but people have tried to help them, whether family members, friends, you know, anything. But generally, it's almost impossible. In fact, I always tell the story of Shauna, who I went out, and I got her a place and her kids a place for a week. They just needed a week to get back on their feet, and then it turned into something else, and it turned into something else. Long story short, do you remember what happened?
You were mad.
Oh, was I mad. I found her a place in a basement in Montbello. Beautiful house. Basement had 2 bedrooms, had its own bathroom, its own kitchen. You know, a mother-in-law walkout type basement. She started hooking out of there. So I have this lady that helped her call me up and goes, I don't know what to do. I'm going to have to evict her. And I said, why? Well, we caught guys sneaking in, literally, through the basement. She was running a brothel out of there. All this help we gave her, and really, it turned out she was basically a drug addict that couldn't get off of it. She was a hooker. What do you say? So I felt very jaded on that deal. And since then, I got to tell you, how many times have we gone out? How about the car we went to give away? You want to talk reality?
You're a skeptic now, Mark.
A skeptic? How long ago did we give that woman a car, which in my opinion was the dumbest thing we did?
Like a month and a half ago. She still doesn't have her license.
Kevin, the car at your shop,
yeah,
it's in good...
It's a great little car.
It's a great little car. She called up and said, hey, if I just had a car, I have a job, we can go with UPS and blah, 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 blah. I said, you know what? In fact, I did it right here. Let's give her that car we got. I called up Kevin. What'd I say? Is it ready to go?
Ready to go. Make it happen.
Brakes are good. Everything's good. Yep. We're going to give her a car. Then I find out she's been homeless for a lot longer than what I was under the assumption of. Then it gets even better. She's never had a driver's license.
Never had one, yeah.
But yet if she had a car, remember, she told me, if I had a car, I could get to work. Well, how do you tell me if you had a car, you can get to work, you never had a driver's license? My God. And then it starts getting worse. Okay. She said on the 11th of this month, which was what, 11 days ago, she was going to go down and get her driver's license. She had it all lined up. Someone was going to drive her down. And I said, okay. And prior to this, I made sure that she said she had money for insurance. She had money for the registration. You know, everything that goes along with car ownership. Well, the 11th comes, and guess who never went down there? Her. So here I am going to give her a car, or here we are going to give her a car, literally give her a car. She can't even get down to DMV to get a license. So how is she going to get to work? How is she going to do anything? It's impossible. So when we talk about people falling off the cliff, that's what I mean. Tom says, and I agree with this. In fact, knowing Tom for a long time, he is one of the smartest people I've ever met in numerous things. Not just his knowledge, like, on virtually every consumer topic. You know, he knows about roofing. He knows about general construction. He knows about building a neighborhood. He knows about airplanes. He knows about buses. He knows about rock and roll. He knows. You guys know this. He's a vast well of knowledge, but that's not what I mean. He's also kind of like a philosopher in a way. He said one of the hardest things ever would being a homeless person hooked on drugs or alcohol or something. Think of how hard it must be to stay out in the cold, and your only job each day is to get enough money to either get booze or to get drugs. And I agree with him. It has got to be so hard to do that because it gets so cold. Your natural instincts as a human is, I need to get inside somewhere, whether that's a shelter, whether that's a bus station, somewhere with heat. But they get up, and somehow they get those drugs every day. And it's really amazing to me. But that's what happens when we get these calls. But I'm going to circle back around. Hopefully this update we have on Gil. And Gil was a very bizarre case that came in. By the way, guys, he's the only homeless guy that I knew that has platinum, a platinum membership with the Marriott. I kid you not. He's got a platinum rewards, what is that called? Like, I don't know. He's got platinum rewards with the Marriott, which is, like, incredible.
That's 75 days or more staying in a
Marriott. He's homeless. He spends $129. I don't even want to get into it because it kind of freaks me out. But I think this guy's the real deal. We have a place lined up for him. We got him out of the cold last night. Hopefully we get an update from Deputy Clint today where we've got somewhat of a long-term solution. And hopefully we get his books back because he's getting ready to take the test to become an insurance salesman in Colorado, or an insurance broker, whatever it is. And then hopefully I can make a call and get him a job. So this one actually might turn out wonderful.
Do you think he'll get his books back? I know he needs them to study. Oh,
if the Marriott doesn't want to call... what happened is they ended up kicking him out of the room because he didn't pay for 11 days. So his stuff was in there. They kicked him out. I guarantee the Marriott's going to give him the books back because I'll tell you what, I've got enough time invested in this. If the Marriott wants to hold his school books hostage, I will make their life miserable. I'll do the show live from their damn parking lot. In fact, we'll do that Tuesday if it comes down to that.
Gil should pay him.
No, but the lady down there, no, what do you mean Gil should pay him? I disagree.
Staying there.
No way. No, yes, he should have paid him, but it's too late now.
Yeah.
He got kicked out. What's he going to do? Pay him? He can't go back there. He has no money. I don't think he should pay him now. Plus, he doesn't have money. It's a moot situation. Man, we've got a lot of stuff lined up here. Tyler's got a problem with a Ford dealership. Norma's got a roofing problem. Raymond, oh my God, tire fell off. Gentlemen, the guys that own shops here, wheels off, worst thing for an owner, right? And if you've been in business long enough, you've had one. No one, hit your mics, I know.
No, absolutely, it happens.
No one wants to talk about them. I had a couple with the 5 stores over time. Mark?
Yeah, it's happened to me. It's not actually at our shop, but at Firestone. They did tires for me.
You had a wheel
Yes,
off.
They didn't put my spare on underneath the truck. I'm on I-25 driving. It falls off. I'm looking in the rearview mirror, seeing the damage.
Oh, you don't do tires.
No, we don't do tires.
You generally won't even have wheels
No, it
off.
happened to me, though.
Although that might be a reason it happens more.
So I want to ask you guys, what's the deal with the giveaway car? The lady has no insurance. She doesn't have a driver's license.
Don't get me going.
So what are you going to do with it? Are you going to give it to someone else?
Well, I'm hoping this guy, Gil, here's what I wanted to do for Gil. If everything else works out and he can pass this and we can get him a job lined up, then I'll give him the car.
You know, it's almost like if you're going to do that for someone, you should have some evidence or some proof, I should say, that they have a driver's license and
well, that's what we do.
And they're going to get insurance.
No, this lady.
You assume at the start and then you check.
Yeah, well, that's right.
Right.
This lady told us all this stuff. Hey, if I get a car, I can have a job.
Okay, got it.
So we thought she had a job lined up.
So you're not going to give the car to her. You're going to give it to someone else.
Well, there's a slim chance. No, you know what? She's not getting the car because she can't.
Yeah.
The worst scenario is she'd sleep in it or sell it. She's not. I don't think she can hold a job. Yeah. All right, listen, let's take a break. I promise we'll come right back. And we also have another one, a problem with the car shop in Colorado Springs. It is car day, and you're on the Troubleshooter Network.
Tires on my fucking truck. Okay?
It was just there. Did you just hit the gas and get out of there?
It's Ramon, not Raymond, just so you know.
Here's what happened.
And I sent pictures to your email.
I'm driving down I-25 doing about 55, 65 miles an hour, give or take. And all of a sudden,
you might be right
I get
about that.
I'm like,
The pictures were on
and
the
I look
guy's
in the rearview mirror,
Facebook,
and
so I
here's
sent
my
that
spare
link to your
tire,
email. You might
55,
have to be
60
logged
miles
into
an hour,
Facebook to send
bouncing
them.
on the
I can download,
highway.
you
I'm
can
like,
download the
oh
pictures
my
right after.
God.
Okay, I'll email him.
You know,
Dan,
I'm thinking liability, this
your
is going to be
Whiteman's Farm guy with the 20 grand,
So,
he threatened he
three
threatened
cars
him when he was
got
coming on the show,
hammered
so
by
he
this
got
spare
sent
tire,
around.
bouncing on I-25 at 60 miles an hour. I pulled over on the side of the road immediately, and the other cars are behind me. I walked up to one car, broke his engine block.
What?
The tire
So the guy
got
Brent
under
was coming on our
his
show, they gave
engine
him 7
as he's doing 60 miles an
I want
hour.
to come on now, they do
And
it
there's
for
a
7
puddle of
grand.
oil.
Well, I
It's
still
just
want to
like
talk
this.
about
I said,
it.
well, hold
That's
on,
the
let me just
update.
see
I
where
want
it's
to talk
coming
about
from.
it.
There's a hole in the
Dan has
block.
the story.
He's like, you got insurance? I said, well, of course I do.
The worst one like
What
that
a
was a
nightmare.
tiny house. That asshole really pissed me off, man.
And Firestone wouldn't take any liability.
We get this guy 30 grand back.
Serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wouldn't come back on because he signed a
So
disclosure.
your insurance company's job to go after them.
Little restaurants, like a satellite one over off of Colorado and export them.
Eliminate mortgage insurance, consolidate high
Bonnie Brae Boulevard, I think, right over there in Cherry Creek, and it closed down not so long ago.
Unreal.
in overall savings.
Unreal.
Now, if you're borrowing money at a lower rate and for much less time, it can be a much
You know what's really frustrating is whether it's automotive companies or any other company, they just don't take responsibility for their fuck-ups. They try to put it and blame it on anything and everyone else.
Yeah, they get defensive automatically.
You know, like I told my guys, listen, you make a mistake, don't bullshit your way out of it. Just tell the customer, hey, I dropped the ball, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
and
most
when you do
customers
that,
appreciate that.
yeah, you'll get more referral and repeat business from being straight up with a customer than trying to bullshit your way out of it.
Usually, it's the family and loved ones who.
Like we got this guy came in and we got this Volkswagen, we did an engine on it.
Can you give this a mention at some point?
You know, a week later comes back with some electrical issue, you know, these Volkswagen, diesel, turbo diesel Volkswagen. Okay, so this guy's getting frustrated. So I told Shane, I said, tell the customer, listen, if it's something we did, we'll tell you. We don't make parts. Okay? We'll get that part warranty and get it fixed for you. If it's something that we didn't do, there is going to be a charge for it. Oh, you shouldn't charge. Well, listen, you have an invoice or invoices for the work that we did. States everything that we did, parts and labor. If there was another component in there that had failed for whatever reason, 2-3 months later after we did everything, which caused it not to run, anyway, you know what it was? Fuel pump module.
It's tough though, because people don't
I
understand.
didn't want to pay anything for
They
it.
don't understand cars. They don't understand one relation to another. You know, we put a transmission in the guy's car and his power steering pump was leaking.
Yeah, yeah.
And we actually had to show him where these are on the car. And then he understood, like, oh, well, duh, no, there's no way you guys. But in his mind, you know, it's like I didn't have any trouble with it before you put a transmission in a month ago.
That's what Tom says, right? Once you touch the car,
Yeah,
you own it.
oh no, but you just.
Well, here's a good
But you have to
one.
have patience, because like I said, most people don't understand.
I was joking with the guys this week. You know, if you don't like my wife's car now, you have to put this, was like a 20-weight oil, because if you don't put the right oil in it, it affects
Oh, you
the
got
valve
all kinds
timing.
of- oh, yeah.
So
0-20s.
You know, back in the day, you know, you change someone's oil, and then they say my timing's off. What do? You're like, oh, come on now.
Well, now it's true.
Well, now it's yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You got to be real careful. A lot of
you do.
Guys, it's the same with tech field. When it boils down to it, people, 95% of the people out there that I see on a daily basis do not understand their phones, their computers, their tablets, their anything, and they'll come in with some crazy issue. Why doesn't my calendar work? Well, you've got 12 different accounts, 5 of which are from companies you no longer work for. Of course it's screwed up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I agree with you, Mark. I don't want to deal with retail people. When Scott's off,
I did retail my whole life up to there.
Computers and retail's our bread and butter. I love it.
Yeah.
I do. You know,
I don't mind dealing with coin customers.
No, you just have to be patient, though, and just take the time and just educate, you know.
All right, 303-713-8255. Let's go right to Ramon. Ramon, what's going on, man? This is a serious deal. Ramon?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, sir. What's happening?
So I'm just ultimately trying to get exposure so this doesn't happen to anybody else. I took my vehicle, which in my opinion is in pristine condition. I was getting some aftermarket airbag set up on my vehicle, so the gentleman that owned the body shop literally had to take
You mean
all
for,
my wheels
I'm sorry,
off.
Ramon, you mean for suspension?
Yeah,
okay.
So I wanted to control the suspension to be able to lower it, raise it. I use it as a marketing tool for my business.
Cool.
So I took it in there, and the owner literally gives the vehicle after 60 days after he tried to take full credit for my paint job being a candy paint. I mean, it's a show car, and he wanted to take the reins that he did it all himself at his body shop. He was trying to stir up more business for his shop.
Wait a minute. So he didn't do the paint job, but he was saying that he did?
Oh, yeah. He was driving my vehicle around as if it was his. He offered it to, as I've heard right now, 2 people minimum that he was trying to sell the vehicle to. So, I mean, the guy is running amok. I mean,
there's got to be more. There's got to be more to this. But anyhow, so what's the problem?
So literally after 60-plus days, I seen cosmetically the car was damaged, bumps here, there, scratches. I take the car back in my possession. I'm starting to drive my vehicle to a body shop to get an estimate on it through my insurance company, and my back wheel falls off while my kids are in the vehicle with me. Super traumatic experience. Luckily, no one was hurt, but yeah, it was an experience.
Why did it fall off? I'm staring at the picture here. I mean, was the lug nuts not on? Did one of the lug nuts break? What happened? I can't tell.
He stripped all of the lug nuts, so it holds 6 lug nuts. 4 out of 6 were actually stripped. So all of them.
But even if they were stripped, generally your wheel's not going to fall off.
Yeah, they were stripped enough that all they did is me driving it loosened them up enough.
Okay.
It
How long
off.
did you drive it before it fell off?
An hour, if that. So I drove it from the shop.
Well, I mean, I'm staring at the pictures. It definitely fell off. I mean, it's weird that nothing broke there. I'm talking to the guys here. But anyhow, so, okay, so you brought it back, said, hey, you left it. Did he fix the car? Did he pay for it? What?
So, no, I didn't want anything to do with his shop at all. I felt negligent, so I went to his insurance company and went to another recommended body shop that they recommended.
Okay.
Because it's a custom candy paint.
Yeah.
Not a normal body shop would even look at it.
Okay, so what happened? They took liability or not?
So he admitted negligence to my wheel falling off.
Okay.
His insurance company only wanted to pay a portion of my car being painted, and that literally a candy paint cannot be blended.
Well, then
so
that's just an argument you have, so you sue the guy. But, okay, so that's where we're at. That's the problem right now? They won't pay for the whole paint job?
That's number one. Number two, now it's being in a body shop, I feel malicious attack because now he didn't even bolt down my entire suspension on the front end. So my front shocks weren't even bolted down at all. And this is how he gave a family vehicle back to a paying customer with no suspension bolted down up front and my wheel falling off in the back.
So he's horrible, but nothing happened out of there. Did you get him bolted down? Is it fixed now?
It's in the process. Now it's literally waiting on a supplement to get the remaining amount from the amount they paid up to the...
So, Ramon, what is the name of this body shop?
It's called Advanced Auto Body and Repair in Colorado Springs.
Okay, so Advanced Auto Body and Repair. You basically just want to tell everybody how lousy you think they are.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, that's fair enough, but understand the insurance company's handling it. You know, they should pay for it. If they can't match that paint and do it, well, and honestly, guys, I mean, a really good body shop like Michael's in Castle Rock, I think they could match this paint. Or am I wrong on some of these?
Well,
paint
some
jobs?
of the candy paint job is real specialized.
So yeah, but do the whole car.
I'll tell you what, Ramon. Who painted the car for you?
My brother did.
Okay, so your brother must have the formula of paint that was used, right?
You're right. Unfortunately,
there you go. That's all they need.
He's not around anymore, though. He's not around anymore, and the formula he had isn't. I mean, it's not possible.
Ramon, you're going to end up getting whatever. If how much would it cost to paint the entire car compared to what they're willing to pay?
$16,000 compared to a $3,100 check. I mean, you got to take this in mind. I took my vehicle in pristine condition 3 years ago. I just paid $16,000 to get the paint job in there. I didn't take a blended paint job into a body shop. I took a perfect vehicle in there.
Well, then that's going to be your argument. I mean, that's it.
But that's standard with insurance. I mean, this is not unusual.
You might just have to sue the guy. Not as you know, his insurance company is out for him, not for you. Whatever they offer, you just got to sue him.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, all this is exposure. Again, like I said, I put this on Facebook, so...
Yeah, I got you.
Locally.
Yeah, it sounds like... I mean, you know, I don't know this guy. We have not had other complaints on Advanced Auto Body, but you know what? If everything you're saying is gospel, they suck. I mean, they didn't tighten down the bolts. You said you went and picked it up after 60 days, so you paid him at that time, or did you show up and take the car because you were upset?
Oh, I took the car because I was upset, and he did nothing.
See, then it gets a little weirder, too, because he didn't know the guy was coming to get the car.
Oh, no, he did. He knew exactly I was coming to pick it up, and I've watched, yeah, I mean, he knew specifically I was coming to pick it up.
Fair enough, man. Well, you got it out there. All right, bro?
That works. Thanks.
See you, Ramon. You're welcome. See, that's kind of what this show's about. And what I mean is, there was nothing we were going to help with there. We can warn people about them, but I'd like to know, you know what I'd like to know? Deputy Dan, let's reach out to this shop. This will be a good learning experience for everybody. Let's see if the owner will come on and give his side of the story. Because mistakes happen. Everybody, well, I can't say everybody's left a wheel off. Most shops that have been around for a long time have had a wheel off. Fortunately, they generally don't come off after an hour. They usually come off the first corner you take leaving the shop.
Well, and they don't come off on $20,000 paint jobs either.
And yeah, I know. That's
you know, and it's kind of hard looking at those lug nuts too. Did you look at the lug nuts on there? Could you tell? Because to me, it would seem like rather than all 5 lug nuts coming off, that there would have been some sort of a vibration that would make the customer stop.
All right, 303-713-8255. One line open, 303 Martino. Tyler, what's going on?
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. What's up, Tyler?
I have a truck, 2008 F450. Took it into the Ford dealership with a fault code for bad thermostat. $8,000, and over a month later, truck's still broken. And
what did they do for the $8,000?
Well, what they actually did versus what they told me, I don't know for certain. But,
what did they tell you they did? What's on the invoice?
Exhaust manifold studs, serpentine belt and tensioner, transmission seal, low pressure fuel pump in the tank, as well as high pressure pump on the back of the cab. But they pulled the cab off twice, charged me both times, even though they failed to do something the first time, and then tell me to come pick the truck up on the 30th, and
Tyler,
a quarter-mile truck won't get over 40.
Tyler, it's got to be a diesel, right?
Oh, yes, sir.
Don't they, guys, just a side note, don't they make a 10-cylinder or something for a 450, or I don't know?
Yeah, they had a V10.
They did? I thought so.
Yeah,
okay.
V10. I have the 6.4-liter Power Stroke.
So when you picked it back up, with the exception of the check engine light on, did it seem to run okay, or was there other issues?
No, when I picked it up...
No, when you dropped it off.
Oh, when I dropped it off. No, truck idled a little funny, but that was it.
All right.
All right, maybe it's just not getting warm enough. Okay. Idled funny, but it's totally drivable. I was driving it a week prior before I had the money because they quoted $600 on the phone. I was like, all right, got the $600, take it down there, get this handled. Do it the adult way, going to the dealership rather than AutoZone.
All right. And, then when you picked it up, then what?
Picked it up on the 30th, made it a quarter mile. Truck wouldn't get over 40, and the whole cab's shaking terribly.
You couldn't get over a mile?
Quarter mile. Yeah,
quarter mile? What did they
Yeah.
not test drive it? This is sounding a little weird. Hold on, man. I promise I'll come right back to you. 303 Martino. I got to take this break. One of my favorite people in the world. Frank Duran, the real estate man. You know, Frank has saved me so much money. On the last house we bought, he literally saved us over $100 grand. I'm not going to tell you the secret. They were asking one amount, and in this market right now, the market was so hot this time last year, or maybe it's been 2 years. I forget how long it's been now. But I got to tell you, when he said, Mark, do it this way, and, you know, I'll give you a little secret sauce. He said, how much can you put down, Ernest? Let's make this guy really think about it. He actually pulled what else this guy owned. The house we were looking at sat empty for a year, so Frank found that. And then the guy Frank found out had another mortgage in another state that was massive. So the guy had 2 massive mortgages he was paying every month for a period of time. But this is all the research Duran did. So he comes back to me and says, here's what's going on with this guy. Let's throw him a big cash offer and see if we can't steal this thing. And damned if we did it. And it worked out perfect. He's helped Tom out. The man is a genius. Frank Duran, the real estate man, I promise you, if you're buying or selling a house, you call Frank Duran. 303-920-1622. 303-920-1622.
And I didn't hear a thermostat in there, in that work order at all. He went for a thermostat. Well, everything but the thermostat.
I'm sure they did a thermostat.
That car, the custom paint job, insurance company's going to total it, aren't they? Then what happens?
They might. Go call him. Okay. That's a good, actually, you brought up a good thing. You know what? If he didn't have that insured properly, yeah, but we're still not talking. Really, all he's arguing is another paint job.
He might be able to, but he said the paint job was $15,000.
You might be able to buy that
yeah, but
car
his brother did it.
Might be able to buy that car for a good deal with a Bitcoin.
Absolutely.
1 Bitcoin.
If I remember the next time
the picture
on the radio, I'll bring in a large bill. I'll show you this wood chopper bill. Yeah, it's like MS62.
Yeah, like I said, I was just thumbing around looking at
exceptional paper quality.
Just look at this. Just
when was the last time you walked out of the mattress store feeling confident?
Yeah, it's pure artwork.
See, you can go with just go with a wood chopper. Just go wood chopper.
Highly trained, commission-driven sales.
You bought a wood chopper?
A wood chopper, large note, large paper money.
Hi, my name is Neil.
Paper money, currency.
Of Casper.
What is it? What kind of currency?
U.S. currency.
U.S. currency.
Wow, never heard of it. It's called a wood chopper.
It's called a wood chopper note.
Skipping the markets of
It's just the artwork that's on there. Pretty
oh, it's
how old is it?
1907.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
What is it? What was it valued at that point?
$5 bill.
Oh, that's what it is a $5 bill.
Right.
Those are rare?
Well,
rare in the high grades.
But look at the artwork.
See, look at
I got 3 of those in my pocket.
Yeah, see, the guy's got, you know, he's standing there with an axe with his Labrador. And
I'll give him $10 for it right now.
That's double your money, bud.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I got a wooden nickel.
Ted, if you could just scooch a little. You were over here, and then I saw you. Oh. It's just right about here. Yeah, snuggle with Dan.
Ramon, did you get his number or anything? No?
Well, he was scheduled, so I have his number, but I considered him dead.
I gotta call this place. I gotta get. I will give him a call right now.
How's it going, Mark?
Good, how are you?
Good, how's Cheryl?
Real good, actually.
How are the kids?
Great, much better. We're picking up Beth at the airport today, so that's going to be good. Mark's staying in California. Marie is traveling on a backpack again for 2 months in the Philippines.
Oh, that sounds
She was
lovely.
telling me there's over 1,400 islands down in the Philippines, which I never knew.
That's cool.
So she's been to islands that I mean, I don't even know if there's a name of these
beautiful
islands.
down there.
She said, I've been at the most pristine place snorkeling that you, because I love snorkeling, that you would ever see.
Mark loves diving, but me and the son, we snorkel. He and the daughter dive.
Oh, okay. I love snorkeling.
Yeah, snorkeling.
I just never learned how to.
I don't like being way underwater. I
Right.
don't like feeling weighted down.
Well, there's a lot of sharks out there too. You gotta
There's
be
tons
careful.
of sharks. I could die.
You know, my favorite part is, I'll tell you this, and you guys try to do this the next time you're on the tropics or the water like that. Go snorkeling at night with a flashlight.
Ooh, I don't know about night.
I've done it at 11, 12 o'clock at night.
Oh, I don't know about that.
And I'm trying to get Cheryl to do it, and she's like, you know, she'll touch me. Oh, I touch her, and she's like, what was that? Was that a fish that rubbed it? I said, no, that's no. So she starts getting me paranoid. But I'll go way out, and all these other fish come out late at night. And it's kind of spooky because the flashlight, you know, you'll see a little, like maybe from here to that window.
Yeah.
But all around you, so your body is much more alert to anything touching you.
That would be.
It's a little spooky. Cheryl said, Mark, I don't think you should do that after drinking a 12-pack.
That's the only reason you work it.
Well, you keep riding that shark.
Did they want to come on?
No, I didn't have his number.
Yeah, good stuff. It's so fun.
At the top of your wish list.
Now, for a limited time only, LASIK Plus can help fix your vision starting at just $2.
Sometimes I'll just turn around, so I'll do like a 180 just to make sure there's nothing behind me, because now I'm getting paranoid. One time I did that, this fish was about this big. Oh my gosh, big eyes, just looking right at me, like, just looking right at it, just stared right at me, and I was like, okay, just relax, just look. Lobsters come out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
see if you can get Compass on for me real quick.
Those big-ass sunfish and stuff that are out there at night.
Those are cool.
Those are humongous.
Yeah. Hannity today at 1. Glenn Beck tonight at 7. Oh,
got a shark coming up today.
Station 6:30. K.
I didn't feel like the shark was, you know, I just
aggressive. Yeah.
It was milking.
Buddy Mitchell and SimplyFloorsInc.com. I can't say enough about these guys. They came out, they put in this new Shaw Carpet for Life or something for us. I mean, a life-proof carpet. It's actually waterproof, and what I mean is, if anything gets on there, you know, we have 2 dogs, 2 cats, we have kids, we have boots, we live out in the country, but if anything gets on there, it can't go into the padding because it's waterproof underneath. It is the best carpet, and it's so plush and comfortable, but this is the kind of stuff this guy sells. He also does the new luxury vinyl tile. He does hardwoods. They do everything. And listen to this, the best part is you can save up to 40% off those other guys. Don't be okey-doked into calling these guys on TV where they say, hey, you know, you do 1 room, we give you 8 rooms for free and all this crap. You just call them up. You get a price, call everybody else, get a price from Buddy Mitchell. They'll come out to you, or you can go to their warehouse. He'll beat the price. He'll do the best job. They're great people. SimplyFloorsInc.com. SimplyFloorsInc.com. Just go on there. You can get the phone number there, or you can set an appointment. They'll come right out. SimplyFloorsInc.com. All right, 303-713-8255. Suzanne, you got Brian Burns on for me. Brian, we just had a caller, and he's not with us anymore, but I had a question for you. He had a paint job on his vehicle. What did he call it, guys? Candy apple or something?
Candy apple, yeah.
Yeah, so it was like, he's claiming it was $16,000, okay?
Okay.
He had a shop, so we're talking garage keepers here. He had a shop, do some work on it. Ultimately, one of the tires fell off, scratched up the paint job. The insurance company only wants to give him $3,100 and just do that quarter panel or whatever it was on the car. He's arguing, no, it's a $16,000 paint job. He wants the $16,000, wants the entire car painted. But what I forgot to ask him, and we don't have his number, but what I want to ask you, Brian Burns with Compass Insurance, is this. If he didn't pay for extra insurance on that car, I mean, in other words, if I go out and I have a Ford Taurus and I put a $20,000 paint job on a $5,000 car and then I'm in an accident, should I expect the other insurance company to give me that $20,000?
Well, so there's 2 different answers to that. Your own insurance company absolutely will not pay for the extra unless you've paid for the extra.
Got it.
Now, if someone else is liable to you, you're not bound by that same restriction because their responsibility is to get you back where you were before.
Get you whole.
Yeah, exactly.
But
so
what happens
you don't
if
have a contract with them?
What happens if the other insurance company says, "Hey, it's a 85 Granada because you decided to put a $16,000 paint job"? It doesn't matter because the total, if we total that car, we owe you $800. I mean, how do you argue that?
That's where you would have to go into court for it, and it's going to be a tough one for
him.
Yeah,
and then when I think back on it, who painted his car?
His brother.
His brother painted his car. So now you're going to have who's not even available anymore. So, I mean, really, this guy pretty much is going to get screwed in this deal, is my guess.
Yeah, I can't imagine him having much of a case that's going to go anywhere with that, especially unless he had receipts showing that he paid this amount of money. And, someone that could appraise he would have to do some work to get it there.
Brian Burns, Compass Insurance, as always, guys. Listen, these guys will beat, I don't care if you have State Farm, Allstate, Progressive, I don't care who you have. They represent 25 companies, and here's why you need a good broker like Brian Burns in Compass Insurance. When you have questions like this, if there is an accident, if there is a claim, these guys are there to fight for you. Call them up right now. They're the home of what we call the insurance check. It's 100% free. I bet you they save you money. Once again, you just fax over your declarations or just call them up. It takes almost no time, and they'll handle it for you. 303-996-9000. Compass Insurance, 303-996-9000. What number should I go to here?
Mark, I think you should go back to, was it Tyler you were talking to?
That's right, with the Ford dealership. So Tyler called up. He's got an 08 F450. He had a check engine light on that had a code about the thermostat. He brings it into a dealership. Tyler, what dealership are we talking about? Tyler. I don't see Tyler there. Let's hold for him. Maybe he's got me on hold.
It's AutoNation, Mark, just so you know.
It's AutoNation.
Yeah.
Those guys always come through. They're not on our referral list, but I got to say this.
Good people.
Generally, they always come through.
Yeah.
Tell me when he's back on so we can visit that again. Norma, what's going on with you? Yes, Norma.
Oh, I was actually recommended to call you guys because by one of your referred list roofers. I had my home re-roofed, and it's absolutely a terrible job.
Wait a minute. Is this a referral list member that did it?
No.
Because I'm about to go hog crazy.
Oh, no.
Okay.
This man was absolutely wonderful. And
who told you to call? Come on, just say, we don't need to talk, encrypt here. What referral list member told you to call?
A&H Roofing.
Okay. Now, who was the original roofer that screwed it up, I assume?
JMW Roofing.
J&W?
No, JM.
JMW. Have we heard of them?
I haven't.
Dan, this isn't sounding okay. So was it a hail? Was it a hail deal? What was it? Insurance claim?
Yes.
So let me guess. Did he come knocking? How did you find this guy? This JMW.
No. This is the sad part. He's roofed my house before and done a perfect job.
Okay, so what fell through this time? He came out, he got with your insurance company. I mean, is your roof leaking? What's going on with it?
Well, when they came out from A&H, they said that there are at least 6 places up there.
Yeah, but Norma, why did you call A&H? Something must have been going on. Why? This guy did the work for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in other words, he actually got up on the roof, he did something. Why did you end up calling another roofer to look at it?
Well, the building inspector came out, and he passed it, and I said, you've got to be kidding. I had some pictures I was trying to send you real quick.
Okay.
He put some rolled roofing down on the front of the house. All the building inspector would say is, I'm here to judge the materials and the job is done, not the aesthetics. Ma'am, you hired them.
Yeah.
I sent you some emails showing you the conversations with the city building inspectors, and I accidentally was sending one to A&H, and it went to the city, and I said, I think I'll take your advice and call Tom Martino.
So what needs to be done on the roof, Norma? It's kind of weird that it did pass inspection. I mean, it's not leaking, correct?
They said it's going to in about 6 places.
Who said that? A&H?
Yeah.
They said it's going to be. Can we get A&H on?
I'll call them, Mark.
Let's do that. Norma, hold on. And the other thing is, how long is it going to take you to get us those pictures? I want to see what this looks like. If I look at a shot, and please don't send me some zoomed-in microscopic little thing. I mean, I actually want to see a shot. Does it look like crap if I look at it like it's uneven, it's missing, what?
It looks like some kids did it.
Okay, fair enough. I want to see a picture. When can I see these?
I'm sending them right now.
You rock. Hold on a second. We're going to try to get A&H on the referral list so I can get some answers here, okay? Hold on a second, Norma. All right, 303-713-8255. Ed, what's going on? All right, maybe I'm out of practice. I'm going to try this again. Hold on. See, now I'm going to go like this. Here's what I'm going to do. Ed, I'm going to come to you in a second. This is a test. Now I'll go watch this. Ed!
Okay, Tom.
I need more practice. Ed, what's going on, sir?
Okay, I've got a 06 Subaru WRX and shelled out the turbo on it, so I changed it. They sent me the wrong one. It did fit on there, but the intake for the air intake does not line up with the duct, so I had to put a offset duct in there. So
who'd you buy the engine from?
Oh, it's the original engine in there now. Still.
Oh, who'd you get the turbo from? I'm sorry.
I bought it online.
So it was So it was a used one. Is it from a different year?
Well, I think it's for a STI instead of WRX.
Okay.
So, anyway, since it's crimped, I believe that's the problem. Maybe some of your listeners could clarify that for me if they have that experience.
Okay, you're going to have to explain the problem a little better. My understanding is the turbo's a little different. You're trying to get it in and it won't fit?
Well, I did install it, and I've got it in there with an offset ducting going to the intake. I've driven it for a couple of weeks, and now it's running real bad, and I'm thinking it's starving for air and it's putting too much fuel in there.
All right, hold on a second. I got to take a quick break, pay some bills. We'll come right back to you. Meantime, Suzanne's going to try to get through to whomever, A&H. Hey, One Clear Choice Garage. Listen, this would be a strange Christmas present, but I'd love it. Hint, hint. Here's the deal. If you've got one of those noisy openers, and ours it's incredible. Our old house, I already replaced them with 2 units from One Clear Choice garage doors. But I got to tell you, this new house we're in now, you know, the garage door opener's probably, my God, 15 years old. It works fine. It goes up, it goes down, the remote works, but it's the loudest damn thing I ever heard. It's got the old chain on it. These belt-driven models One Clear Choice sells are unbelievable. The LiftMaster 8550, it's got the MyQ technology. It has the battery backup, the time to close feature. You can add the internet gateway and open and close it. Check it out from anywhere in the world. It's an incredible, incredible machine. And here's the deal. You ready for this? $299 installed at your house. You're not going to get a better deal than that. One Clear Choice, you have to mention the Troubleshooter Show. OneClearChoiceDoors.com, 303-565-6409, 303-565-6409.
So Andrew, I wasn't clear on what you guys do. What do you guys do?
So we have an app. It's a platform for buying and selling cars in between 2 private parties. We do financing within the deal. So basically, like replacing Craigslist from a sense of like just safety and security. We verify ownership and identities throughout
It's way better than that.
Oh, cool.
Way better.
And then,
I describe it better than
But if you're getting financing and everything else, you're actually getting more money for your car and everything probably too. So.
Yeah.
So I got a couple of cars to sell. I need to get a card from you.
Yeah, absolutely.
How about the cars? How high-end shit? It's just not moving in there, right?
It's slower, yeah. I mean, you've got private party buyers coming in, so, you know, we don't really have the total awareness for people to come in. We just sold a $42,000 F-150 in Texas the other day. That was an expensive car for us.
That is, yeah.
You know, but I think...
Did you get financing?
We did financing, yeah. Owner has a lien. That's one thing that's really nice about it. If you've got a lien or you're making payments on your car, you can easily sell your car or sell the car to you. We pay off the lien and all of that. So it's upmarket from a lot of the, you know, marketplaces you see out there, Craigslist or these others.
Do you have any Christmas goodies out there in the lobby?
I think nobody out there.
Is there?
I think there's donuts.
Is there?
Yeah, go grab it.
The sweet tooth.
I don't
Go
eat that
check
shit.
it out.
Yeah, the guy that weighs 14 pounds.
I know.
It's had high metabolism.
I don't know what it is.
It's all that cocaine.
No, those garage door openers are amazing.
Oh, it's opioids and crack.
Ours is like the one on my main. I got a 3-card, but the double one is so fucking loud.
Well, my
I'll
house.
spray it with WD-40. It's good for like 4 days.
Mine, I think, was
Got to use some axle grease.
probably 20 some odd years old, 25. The old worm drive.
Oh yeah,
You know.
that's what I got.
And you could hear it. I mean, downstairs in the back. You know. And then, now I got to turn around and make sure the door's closed.
I know.
You don't even hear
The
it.
belt driven is incredible.
Yeah.
No, and for $299. So when we first moved in to our new house in Castle Rock, so like 93, brand new from the builder, no garage door openers. So I ran out to Sears and bought one, busted out the instruction manual. 24 hours later, in 4 days, I got something that works. But it was an absolute nightmare.
You want a garage door opener for Christmas?
No.
Oh, I actually thought of that. And
I
was
do
like,
got
yeah,
that
I probably would have.
Or so you can buy you a vacuum for Christmas.
Yeah.
It's already open and I used it this morning. Great. Hey,
I saw some stuff on the floor, so I said, hey, babe, you can open that gift today.
you're going to have to refresh this. He's on, the owner of A&H, and
Okay.
what he's going to tell you is, yeah, there's some minor issues, but we've encouraged her to allow the contractor to fix this stuff.
Perfect, this kind of stuff.
So he is at a lunch, it sounded like.
I'll get right.
We don't want you.
Get right to him.
What did he say
He
earlier?
is on our
yesterday?
referral
He
list
said he
for
was gonna
sure,
go
right?
hog wild.
Who? Him?
Yeah.
Hog wild.
He said hog wild.
He cracks me up.
I'm going to get buck naked and go hog
Hog
wild.
wild.
Oh, wow.
Hog wild.
Oh, wow.
He's a southerner.
Thousands of people just like you. Antonio H. told us, great company, got me connected, and the day I went in, I drove off in the car I wanted. 100% worth your time. Need a car? Get started now and drive off as early
Yeah, I mean,
as
like
today.
this guy
Just
here.
go to 19.
That's a big problem. People want to save money on parts. It's kind of frustrating. I'm trying to get across to Scott. Scott's like, well, I'd rather do this than do nothing. What he's referring to is I would rather provide the labor to put this part on for the customer rather than do nothing at all. Because, well, how'd the customer, well, he got it on the internet. Okay, so here we go, Scott. We put it on. There's an issue with the part. It's the wrong part. Now it ties up a day.
Well, this Impreza's probably got 5 or 6 different turbos. Different sizes.
I'm going to become the banker out of the way, so fire it off when I come back.
But they're so easy to rebuild a turbo. I don't know why, you just don't buy a cartridge and just put it in. It's simple.
Yeah, I just want to save money or whatever.
Yeah.
Mornings, 5 to 10.
I mean, when you say buy a cartridge, are you talking about the impeller?
Yeah. Motivation.
Right, just put it in there and
Yeah.
be done.
Yeah, that's a place.
Maybe the housing, maybe the turbo exploded, that would have ruined the housing and all that, no?
1 in 5,000.
Oh, really? Okay.
Can't get a hold of an advanced auto body.
Say again?
Can't get a hold of an advanced auto body.
Do they have a real answering machine?
No, the answering machine, just a regular answering machine says it's full. It doesn't even get the name.
Okay, well, give me that.
Hit star 67, then dial the number.
Don't they go?
All right, what movie was this song in? It was great because the guy they set up mannequins on a train that drove around to make it look like people were in the house. Come on.
I don't know.
Come on.
Home Alone.
Home Alone, great movie. I love watching. I was watching it. I think it was Channel 9. They were having the best movies, and it was winning by leaps and bounds. Was Vacation, Christmas Vacation, best Christmas movie. I want to tell you about something real quick, though. I promise here. Become the banker, and I'm going to make this about as simple as I can. It's an investment tool where you overfund life insurance, but I want Tom to explain it to you. And what do I mean by that? Here's what I mean. You go to becomethebanker.info. That's it, becomethebanker.info. And I want you to check out the video Martino did with the owner, Joe. It's a great tool if you're not that aggressive. And here's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that in a bad way. Because of my age and what I do day trading. If you listen to the show, I'm very aggressive. In fact, sometimes, Dan, I'll lay out. How much will I lay out? No, I'm not even going to say it. I mean, I do risky stuff, okay, or what some people would consider risky. I might buy $300,000 worth of some stock and hold it for 45 seconds, literally, and then sell it for a $500 profit, or lose $500 regardless. But I do a lot of stuff like that. But if you're looking at something long-term, 4 or 5%, and as interest rates go up, which the Feds are talking 3 times next year, you'll make even more. I want you to look at this product. It's great to have in your portfolio. But you can go to a free, life-changing, as they call it, financial event. Basically, it's a seminar, but it's free, and ask questions. But Joe's a great guy, and I want you to listen to Tom talk about it. Go to becomethebanker.info. Becomethebanker.info, and you can learn more about that. And let's do this. Here we go. Tom is with A&H Roofing. We had someone call up. Norma called up, said, hey, I had a roofing company come out, and it was called JMW Roofing. Came out, did my roof, and it's absolutely horrible. It did pass inspection, but it looks like crap. She's going to send us pictures. But then she called someone on our referral list, the good guys, A&H Roofing. Tom, you went out and actually looked at the job JMW did. Is that correct?
Actually, it was one of our estimators, Randy Cruz.
Okay.
He's just not available, so I'm taking a call for him.
Fair enough. So Randy went out, and what did you guys find out? Is it as bad as she's saying?
Well, based on the pictures, we had a discussion about this yesterday in the office, and to be honest, you know, some of the areas are pretty tough as far as roofing is concerned, and it's hard to make some of the old items look properly because just the way the house is built. Okay, so if I'm reading between the lines, it wasn't a horrible job. I mean, it's not leaking, but it could be cosmetically better? I think personally what really needs to happen is she needs to contact a roofing consultant and have them do a more in-depth inspection. And then once the inspection's done, I think that she should give the contractor the opportunity to make all the corrections. I do feel there's a couple things that need to be addressed.
Yeah, but Tom, here's really, and I realize you don't want to upset her, you don't want to upset them. I get all that, but if we take a 1 to 10, 10 being a perfect roof that you could put in the Smithsonian, and a 1 being like there's holes in it, where is this?
You know, I think some of the code issues, there's shingles put on slopes that aren't adequate for shingles. I think some of that is some of the main issues that are really done with
if you guys were to fix it, how long would it take you to fix it?
You know, I didn't actually look at the roof myself. But
just a ballpark.
Pictures I've seen, I would say a couple days probably at most, mainly just because it is cold outside. But I think in a lot of areas there's some good roofing done out there based on what I've seen.
I got it.
So I don't think it's all bad. I think just a few things need to be addressed.
All right, Tom, I appreciate that. And you can find A&H Roofing on a referral list at referrallist.com. Thanks, Tom. Have a Merry Christmas, too, man.
You too. Thank you.
You're very welcome. So, Norma, here's what I want to ask you. I mean, you know, I don't think it's as bad as you think. I want to ask you something for real, Norma. Something went wrong at some point. Did a neighbor say, hey, that looks like crap, or you thought you overpaid? I mean, what happened? Where did this really go wrong?
Well, I'm her daughter now. My mom is 90, and she's been on here as long as she could be. So
understood. Where did this go wrong? Okay, I'm going to ask you then. What's your name?
Diana.
Diana, let me ask you for real. So they came over, they sold her a roof. Apparently, she said she used them before. And I'm guessing then you came over at some point and thought she either overpaid or the job didn't look good. And really, you're the one that found the problems.
Actually, no, it was her. If you look at the pictures, the front porch looks like it's going to break off the house.
All right, hold on. That music means I am up against that. We're going to come back to Diana, and we'll talk a little more about that roof. Tyler has the Ford dealership issue we'll get back to, and then the Subaru deal. We've got a lot going on, and we're going to get to Blinker next hour, too. Wait till you hear about this product. 303-713-8255. My name's Mark Major, and you're on the Troubleshooter Network.
Do you need a car?
Diana, did I miss something? Was there a Diana on?
Yeah, Norma's daughter got on.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So she sent the pictures.
And then Brent will be at the top of this hour coming up, okay? So he'll be dialed in, and I'll have all of his info. You might have to refresh your screen, okay?
Mark, I can send you
Suzanne,
pictures.
I can ask you a question. You know, a lot of times I see people driving when it's cold out. They got the windows rolled up. And obviously,
No,
they got
they came in
heaters on,
help.
right?
They came in
Sent on the mail.
And then I see them with hats on
And
and
you're
gloves,
putting them up
and
on
they're
the-
in their car, and I'm thinking, why do you have a hat on and gloves? I know it's cold outside, but you're in your car. You got the heater on full blast. Sometimes, actually, a lot of times, I got to turn the temperature down on my heater because it just cooks me right out of that. So why do you got gloves on? What's
Because
that?
it's really, it gets cold in there.
Wow,
And
it's
then I'm
that
just
bad.
cold. Yeah, I'm a cold person. I call
That's
it
what Mark
spousal
said.
abuse at our house. It's like 68 degrees. Wait a second.
Right.
Freezing.
So you're cold in the office.
I'm cold in that
So
room.
when it's cold outside and you're in your car and you're driving and you got the heat cranked up, are you wearing gloves and a hat?
Like this, so I can.
Really?
Yeah.
So
that's
your
what my
hands are
touch-
cold even though the inside
I
of the
just, if I have my hands covered, it keeps me pretty good, pretty good.
Okay, all right.
So,
So it's a comfort thing.
It is. I don't like being cold. I don't know what it is. Just the last few years. I guess I'm
So
getting
you're
old.
cold in your car when the heat's cranked up?
Well, when it first starts.
Okay.
You know.
So what's bad about it?
But after it warms up, no. Sometimes I gotta take my jacket off.
Right.
You know?
Got it. Okay.
Can I send you a picture to you too? They were on help. So Mark's got them. The roof for Diana, Norma.
Oh, you found them?
Yep.
I mean,
All right.
what the hell?
Norma and Diana.
So it's one overlaps the other? What's the
What, on the roof?
See, the one
Unless
picture, I
you're
have
talking-
no idea what's wrong with it.
The one that shows literally a
Maybe
shingle.
These are uneven up here.
I've always wanted to get a slate roof on my house.
Jeez.
I wanna-
You know, it must just be where they put that flat shingle stuff in there. It looks, they didn't have that before.
$4 billion.
I can say 8H, that sounds like a good company. They didn't want to.
For various other military.
I just don't see them. I mean,
I don't either.
Yeah.
I don't either.
You're doing a fantastic job in so many ways.
And our roofer said it wasn't that bad.
Right.
Yeah, it seems like it might be small areas at the most.
Where he says about
2 days it'll take to fix it.
no, where he said
He
it's
said
going
because
to
of the
leak
weather.
in 6. Is it leak? It's going to leak in 6 or 7 places. Who
He
said
never.
that?
I have no idea.
His
overzealous person.
or she misinterpreted that. She was the one that said
Oh yeah, she's the one that said it. It's gonna leak. Well, I'm glad you have a crystal ball.
They say the crew is not.
Could you give us some stock picks with that ball?
6 seconds before the derailment.
She's gonna remind me of the Josie Rose, the pet psychic
There you go.
that didn't know I was coming.
How does that happen?
How did that go?
Isn't that the definition of psychic?
Didn't go good. Not for her.
No, well, she didn't. She never went to jail.
It's the final day of the 4-year sales event.
I got a pop quiz for you guys.
It's the last chance to get our best offer of the
So I've got a 1982 Dodge Aries.
72 months.
Classic.
We've seen that. That was
Yes.
in the classic day.
Yes.
4-cylinder or 6?
4, it's the 2.2.
Okay, so it's got a 404 transmission in it.
That's 4.
It's so there's nothing wrong with it.
And an 8-track player.
That's where I'm going with it. Pop quiz: how do you get the factory radio to be modern Bluetooth connected?
What do you mean?
I just want to. I've already got the.
You want to put a new radio in it?
No, I want to keep the factory radio and be able to play from my iPhone. To
There's
the
no
speaker.
plug-ins to that.
I've got the answer to this. If you'd like to see it, I've
Is there
got it
a
right
track
here.
player that you can plug in and they can get it from there?
Whatever the answer is, it's going to be
Yeah, that's
silly.
it. 8-track. Plug it in
What is
yourself,
it?
right?
8-track tape adapter.
Holy.
Bluetooth tape.
Well, there you go.
Let me see that. I just,
I've
I'm
never
right.
heard of that.
My specialty is making something out
Is
of
that for
nothing.
the 2 people who still have an 8-track?
Where did you find
Did you get something like
Where did
that?
you find
The 8-track
this?
adapter.
I collect things. I've
Where did you get this?
That came from a buddy of mine who has a couple of old AMC Hornets.
I would guess this came from Cuba.
Yeah.
This is going to be in Cuba.
Believe it or not, you can get those on eBay.
This is incredible.
And how much are they?
10, $20 maybe.
Yeah, they're cheap.
It's called, you ready for this? A Sparko-matic.
Yeah.
I kid you not. Wow.
I thought you
It's
might
like
get
a trip
kick out
down
of it.
memory lane. That's incredible.
And you know what's amazing is the factory speaker isn't even blown.
Did you get classic plates?
I did. If you want to go down and get pictures, you can.
Is this on your Plymouth, your Dodge?
Dodge Aries,
Dodge
82
Aries,
Dodge Aries.
remember that one, yeah.
Got a Pinto.
Need I say more? Now,
Well,
now Blinker, if I wanted to sell the 82 Aries with the 8-track adapter,
yeah.
How are you going to value that, man?
So they did, yeah, the upgrade of the 8-track might get lost in the evaluation there.
See, I don't know how you're going to do that. Actually, you guys don't do cars prior to 91.
Yeah, 82.
82.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, you would do 82?
Yeah.
Mark, you have Brent on.
Maybe we should go down and value it.
Yeah.
To do a plug for yourself.
Oh, yeah. Because he wants everybody with an 82 Aries to download that
Put them on
app.
there.
Think of the loan. You guys will have $400 loans left and right.
I don't think we finance anything.
Well, you know, the thing is actually in really good shape. There aren't many 82 Dodge Aries running on the K cars. Or matter of fact,
do you know what the plate number is by chance?
I know the first 4 letters of it because I've nicknamed it the K-Pod. KPOD.
Did you get custom plates?
I got regular plates, not red, but I got classic plates. I got classic plates, but somehow the first letters were KPOD. And being that I work for Apple and I'm iTed, I had to name it the K-Pod. I mean, what were the odds?
Adds more value.
This gets better and better, doesn't it?
I've got a YouTube channel. The choke and everything works exactly the way it should. I took a cold start video of it yesterday. When it was real cold, it hadn't been started in a week, it fired right up. Even carbureted. Which is...
Troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. My name is Mark Major, and this, as you know, is the Troubleshooter Show. We solve problems. We answer your questions, we take complaints, and honestly, what we do better than any other, in fact, we are the only show of its kind. We get directly involved in your life and try to help out, you know, answering questions, saving you money, advice, but the one thing we do, there's other people out there that give financial advice. I disagree with some of them. Who's the guy that says never use a credit card? Always never use a credit card. Well, let me tell him something. I save 2% on everything I buy. What he really means is don't abuse a credit card. But anyhow, I think sometimes people think they're talking to idiots. Honestly. And, you know, there's nothing... I like Dave Ramsey. He's a great guy. But when he says, don't use credit cards, I got problems with that because I literally save 2% on everything.
Well, as long as you continue to pay off your balance.
Well, yeah. What he means is don't abuse
don't run it up.
A credit card.
Yeah.
All right. So here's what I want to do. And speaking of debt, I got to tell you something. I'm going to give you a little advice out there right now. Okay? Here's what I want you to do. In fact, I'd like to get Brent Ivinson up. Let's get him connected there, because what I would like to do is I want people to get their statement out for their mortgage. And here's where I'm going. I want you to look at your interest rate. I want you to look at your payment, and I want you to look at your credit card debt. And I really do. And I want you to look at any high interest debt you do. And if you could actually do a refinance and not pay 18% on a credit card and pay less on your house payment, there is no reason in the world you wouldn't do it. And I guarantee, do we got him up? Hey, Brent, are you there?
Yep. How you doing, Mark?
Man, Brent, I'm doing great. I had this thought. Ideal if people could pull out their statement from their mortgage company right now, send it over to you guys. I want you guys to look at it, then talk to them about credit card debt, any high interest debt. What can you do for people like that?
Well, we can help them out immensely. And here's the crazy thing. A third of current homeowners don't know what their interest rate is. And it's because so many of us have all of our payments automatically deducted out of our bank account, so we don't pay attention to it. Open up that statement that you get every month that you normally throw in the trash because it comes out of your bank account. Take a look at it. That's why we've got this number of almost half of homeowners could just benefit from rates. And then when you start talking about credit card debt, man, the savings are amazing. We oftentimes are saving people well over $1,000 in showing them how to take a portion of that, pay their house off more quickly, get out of credit card debt, and put money in their savings account so they've got a nest egg. They're literally winning on all three fronts. And the great thing about right now, start the process, no payment on your new loan until March.
Yeah, which is great. I want to throw something else in there. You somewhat touched on it, but people, listen, if you have a 30-year mortgage and you're down, let's say 5 or 6 years into it, the interest you pay on a 30-year mortgage, even if it's an interest rate around 3, 4, 5%, is unbelievable stretched out. They have this custom term loan that they can take that down to a 15-year product or a 10-year product, and if you add up the savings, it's unbelievable. There's been times you've converted people from a 30 down to a 15 and ultimately saved them hundreds of thousands of dollars, right, Brent?
All the time. It's a six-figure proposition every single time we shorten someone's term. And the great thing is when you're putting debt into it and consolidating, you're already saving so much. We recently had a customer who saved $800 a month, shaved 5 years off of their mortgage, and got $40,000 for a medical procedure that they needed, and their total monthly outgo is $800 less than it was before while paying their house off more quickly.
Brent, I appreciate you coming on. Folks out there, listen, for your ideal home loan, it's very simple. 303-867-7000, 303-867-7000. It's Ideal Home Loans, 303-867-7000. Quit throwing money out the window. That's the best way to put it. All right, listen, 303-713-8255. I'm going to go back to Norma. She called in. She had one roofer come out and basically did a job. She's not happy with the outcome. I mean, that's basically it. And I'm guessing this is still Diane, right, Diane?
Yes, it is.
Okay, Diane is actually Norma's kid. Here's the deal. Why don't you call them up, or we're happy to make a call. I looked at the pictures. Honestly, I don't think it's that big of an issue. There does need to be some cosmetic stuff done. But why don't you call up this JMW and have them come out and do the little things that need to be done? Why did this whole thing fall apart?
Well, actually, he said it passed inspection. It's fine. And I went back to the building inspector, and I got his supervisor, and I showed him these pictures with these large fish mouths along the ridge where it's not laying down. And
yeah, but I'm saying that so you're saying the contractor won't come out and fix this. Is that really where this is?
Well, actually, no. And he said, I think the first red flag was he wanted the entire pages from the insurance claim.
Yeah.
And I said no, because the rest of it is interior, because the skylights were knocked out from the hail, and there's interior
Okay, so
work to
but
be
what
done
has
too.
this got to do with him fixing that? Are you telling me he flat out won't come out and fix this picture I'm looking at?
No, he said, I'll be back and I'll fix whatever needs fixed.
Okay, then what's the problem, Norma? Or I'm sorry,
Well,
Diane.
She said, my mother told him on the phone in tears that, you know, why didn't you do it right the first time? If you made this big of a mess, what are you going to do?
Probably
time?
because there's a million hailstorms and they had a million crews running, and a few things got overlooked. But even our experts said it's a pretty decent job. There's a few cosmetic things going on. But when I first talked to your mom, she actually said there's going to be 6 leaks and all this other stuff.
Well, actually, I was the one who spoke with Randy from A&H.
Okay.
And he said, I can show you exactly 6 places up here that are going to leak.
Okay.
And he was the one that suggested that we call you guys.
Okay, but you're telling me this guy said he'll come out and fix it, but you don't want him to come out and fix it. What do you want to do? If I could wave a magic wand, what would you like done?
Well, as far as the front porch there where it's way off.
Okay.
We had a stack of OBS plywood in the back and told them to resheet that so that it didn't look like that.
What's on the contract? Were they supposed to put the decking down or not?
He said, oh, we always put decking down.
What's
and
on the
Randy from
Okay,
A&H.
hold on. Okay, I'm just starting to get frustrated. You know, here's what I want to do. I do want to help her, but Dan, you're the one for this one. Please reach out to this roofer and see what's going on. I mean, I've got our own expert saying it's not that bad. Her mom doesn't want him back out. I mean, at some point, if someone, it doesn't matter. Guys, car guys here. I mean, if you guys did something, let's say you put a starter in a car, Kevin, and the starter went out a week later, and they decide they don't want to use you anymore, so they bring it up to the Ferrari dealer and have a new starter put in and bring you a bill for $1,000. What are you going to say?
Yeah, that voids your warranty.
Well, it's insane.
It's not fair.
Yeah. You got to give people an opportunity to fix it. Something went wrong with Norma Diane in this roofing company, and I tried to get to the bottom of it 100 times. Something went wrong.
Yeah, let them come out and make it right.
A 90-year-old woman did not go outside after the roof was done and say, oh, my God, this is the worst job ever. Something happened here. Let's try to get this contractor on and get it fixed. Clint, do you have an update for me, sir? I see you standing in there. Is that a yes? He doesn't have to come on right now.
Yes, he has an update.
Is it a good update?
It's a good update, Mark.
Ooh, I like this.
Yeah.
All right, 303-713-8255. Blinker. I got to talk about Blinker. Get on the horn there, Andrew. Andrew Price with Blinker. They're on a referral list, but he's in studio with us today. This is the best way to sell a car, and I'm going to put it very simply like this. If you're selling a car, here's why it's the best. You simply go outside, you take your cell phone, you go to Blinker.com, or you look in the App Store or the iTunes Store, and you download the Blinker app. Just search Blinker. You take a picture. This thing's so cool. You take a picture of your license plate. Because of their relationship around the country with DMV and other things do this, Carfax does it. It takes that license plate number and basically gets the VIN number. The VIN number tells a story about your car, the year, make, model, and in certain cases, most cases, the different options you have, the different everything. It populates all this information. Then you can take pictures of other stuff. Then it'll actually tell you what you should be selling it for, although you can override it and sell it for whatever you want or ask whatever you want. So you take one picture after you download the app. It has everything about your car. You take your own pictures right on your cell phone. It has all that. Yep. Then you're advertising this car to thousands upon thousands of people in multiple states. And here's why it's the best, in my opinion. First of all, if you have a loan on the car, you guys take care of all the paperwork, correct?
That is correct, yep.
100% of it.
100% of it.
And it doesn't cost a seller a nickel.
It doesn't.
So
or the buyer.
If they want $10,000 for that car, you'll find them, you know, if it's priced right and it's moving, you'll find them the $10,000 and they'll get a check for $10,000. Not a nickel out of it.
Yep, absolutely.
Now listen to this though. Now, let's say you got a $24,000 car. How many people have a $24,000 in cash in the bank? Not many. And if they do, they much rather finance a car anyhow.
Absolutely.
So here's where Blinker.com is unbelievable. Not only are you advertising your car everywhere in a 100% safe way. In other words, you're not going to get any scam calls from Craigslist. You're not going to get any scam calls showing up with fake cashier's checks. It's all guaranteed. 100% guaranteed, correct?
Correct.
Now listen to this. The people looking for your car, well, let's take that $24,000 car again. The people looking for your car don't have to have the cash. Blinker will finance them. So, in other words, if they have good credit, Blinker, you guys have the same rates as credit unions. I mean, really.
Yeah, as close to as competitive as you can get within, you know, a full spectrum credit range.
Yeah, it all comes down to it. If you have a 780 credit score, you're going to get whatever interest rate the best credit union's going to get.
Exactly.
If you've got a crappy credit score, they're going to get you an interest rate like you would on Colfax, or you won't. You know, sometimes they're not going to get.
Yeah, we can do a little better than that, but we can get you down, anyone down to like a 560 credit score. We can get you a loan.
Finance it. So listen, now here's a car. You're going to get more for it than you would on a trade-in. You don't have to deal with Craigslist people. And think about this. They don't have to have cash. You'll get paid by Blinker. In other words, they'll make sure your car gets paid off if you have a note on it. They'll make sure the transaction, the title work, everything is done. And then you get a check for the full amount you asked for if you sell it for that amount.
Exactly.
And it all starts with a picture.
It all starts with a picture. Snap of a photo does the whole thing for you.
There's nothing like it. Then we're going to talk about if you're buying a car. And I already touched on that. The main benefit is you don't have to have cash. But you're also going to get the best deal, and we'll talk about that after this.
Have my manager Scott hook up with you. And
Yeah.
We're going to get these cars sold.
Dude, just take you take a picture.
Yeah. If you don't have license plates on it or anything like
Then you're
you
fine.
can override that.
Yeah, you can put the VIN in, and it'll still pull up all the personal details. Estimated value of all this. Pretty cool.
Are you in all next week, though?
I got a 75 Chrysler Imperial LeBaron.
Yeah.
Got it from a coin customer that was cheap.
No,
in the
I'm
garage. She 90 years old, can't drive it anymore.
I gave it up.
Plane collection. A week later,
All
they
my
bought the
friends
car and I bought it
are
from it's just pristine.
Get Norma and Diane's number. Just free that line up. I want that line freed up. I'm done with them until we talk to the
All right,
robot. Thank you.
it's been in storage since 1983. It's an 82 Firebird.
Yeah.
Pristine.
Yeah.
Yeah. 21,000 miles on this car.
Wow. I got a guy in the office who's waiting to buy exactly that car.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's white, interior's perfect. It's got the T-tops.
Yeah.
They don't leak. The dash, because it's been put away for 25, 30 years.
Giant warehouses.
Drew, send me that blinker, that last thing I did, please.
The art of
That's another thing. We provide the Carfax on every vehicle, so if you're buying one, that's a nice feature to point out
mark
too.
up that granite at all.
Okay, we're going to do that.
To you. Then he fabricates
It's going to be real easy for me. We'll get rid of these.
And you don't pay for
Do you guys actually post ads on Craigslist for?
We do.
Yeah, I thought you did because I saw one for an
Download
89 LeBaron.
Yeah,
somebody was trying
Don't
to
get
sell.
ripped up on Craigslist,
Yeah, because not everyone knows about Blinker yet, so we've been placing, that type of buyer that's going to do it themselves do look at Craigslist, so we place cars there. And
Well,
then,
I've got the majority of my cars marked actually, but of course I know what I'm doing. There are tons of people out there that don't know what they're doing.
Well, when you scored that 82 Aries, I mean, that's all there is to say.
You know how much I paid for that car, right?
How much?
$100.
Oh, nice.
Okay, well, anything that drives, I got to admit, $100. He did
That's
make
a bargain.
Yeah. How much have you had to put into it, if any? I don't mean oil changes.
It's a little high dollar.
Actually,
2011 Ferrari.
$20
That's
for a
the
broken
CEO
headlight
of
housing
Chipotle.
that I got off a junkyard car that,
Tom, I thought, put his Mercedes up.
It is on there. Yeah.
That's what I meant.
No, I did not put a lot of money
Yeah,
into it. I'm not in
Why is he trying to sell it? He just got it.
Never drives it.
Didn't drive it.
Literally.
And you may even be able to lock in
It's just sitting there depreciating. I mean, honestly.
That was just a way of getting out of the other car, so now we need to get out of this one. Yeah.
What I love about
The other one was much harder to get out of.
Oh,
Yeah, well, hell, you had to go to California to get rid of it. There's a real deal.
MLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
Do you need a car? Been shopping?
No, it's so impractical, even in the one he has now. I mean, it's a fun car to drive. Have you ever driven one?
Why doesn't he ever drive it?
Suzanne drove his.
Why doesn't he ever drive
You can
it?
get more.
He drives the Traverse.
You can get more.
He loves his Traverse.
Yeah.
Bankruptcy or
What model is the Mercedes?
I forget.
Some AG. I mean, it's the Ferrari killer. It's crazy.
It's $100,000, $80,000.
Yeah, it's
When you say Ferrari killer, beats Ferrari, you mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It'll
Luxury car that
it'll
blows Ferrari
outrun,
away.
it'll outrun a lot of cars.
There were a few topics I was hoping to maybe bring up during the show.
I'm going to bring you into the show right after this, and
Oh,
it's going to blow you away.
And you guys are going to go hog wild.
We're going to go all...
Oh, God. Tom's is the S550 that's on here.
S550.
Yeah.
What is it? Is that it?
$78,000.
It's worth every penny, but
It's a certain market.
it is.
And it's low mileage. It's basically new.
Yeah.
It's an incredible car.
So like in that car, we'll only finance cars up to about $50,000.
So they got to come to the table with cash.
Yeah, they got to come to the table with those cash.
But if you're buying that car, you better have a little cash.
Yeah,
My
you
God.
would think that. That's how you got to do it.
Too many people out there go out and buy a 15-year-old Mercedes because they want to have a Mercedes and they don't realize what they're getting themselves into. The resale value of those is shit, but that's just because they cost so much to maintain.
Well, if you do your research, you can find deals like, 2016 Mercedes. The previous owner bought it brand new, but he's blind. It's got low mileage, a lot of dents. Yes, blind. A lot of scratches, dings, and dents. Get it for half price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just a joke.
Where you were going.
Hey, guys. Hey, I got to tell you, I'm going to be straight with you. Don't drink and drive. Over this weekend and New Year's coming up, I'm going to tell you, cops are going to be everywhere. You're going to get caught. And no matter what I say, there's certain people that are going to do it. So the best thing you can do, if you do get in trouble, and it's not just for DUI or I don't even know what they call the marijuana when you pulled over. I guess it's a DUI as well. But the reality is this, Joseph A. Lazare, probably the best criminal attorney I know. And let me tell you why. First of all, he's been doing it forever. Second of all, he knows the system in and out. And third, which is probably my favorite part, relationships. Yeah, a lot of people don't want to talk about this part of it, but the reality is you got a guy like Joseph Lazara that knows the judges, he knows the DAs, he knows the what is that called, the type, whatever, the typist. He knows all these people in the courtrooms. He has relationships. He can get deals done. Simple as that. And if you were falsely accused, he'll fight his butt off to get you, to get you out of trouble. Simple as that. So if you do screw up, or maybe you were falsely accused, write this number down, put it in your purse, put it in your wallet, put it in your glove box. It's one of those numbers. If something does happen, you're going to need it. And there's people out there, you might not even know you had too much to drink come New Year's and you drive home. Or you're going, it's in the same neighborhood, it's only a mile away. Write his number down. 303-429-6200, 303-429-6200, 303-429-6200, LazaraLegal.com. Now, I want to introduce everybody again. Kevin Calkin, Sheridan Auto Tech, Andrew Price with Blinker.com, very cool. Mark Machowski with Budget A1 Transmission, and we have a common man in that I haven't talked about yet. In fact, I'm going to do a little common man trivia for listeners. I'm going to tell you his name, or what we call him. We call him I-Ted. I-Ted came in the last time he was in. There was a little bit of a controversy, right? Get on the mic.
Yes, there was.
And I'm not going to tell people what it was, but if you can call up and guess what happened last time I-Ted was in, we're going to do something for you. I don't know what we're going to do yet, but we're going to do something. In fact, if you can call up and tell me what happened last time I-Ted was in, I'm going to buy you lunch. I got to tell you.
Sounds like a good deal.
It sounds like a great deal, doesn't it? 303-713-8255. One line open. You're not embarrassed over this, are you?
No, I'm not.
I know you're not. It's radio. I mean, it is what it is, man. We try to bring real life to it. This happened. I'm sure it was awkward, but I got to tell you, I-Ted, I laughed for weeks. Honest to God, for weeks. I have never in my life laughed so hard. I don't think
Ted. He's like family.
He is.
And you want to know something funny?
It was
on your birthday that it happened. I bet you didn't even realize
it was
that.
What?
It was on your birthday that it happened.
Was it really?
Yeah.
It was on my birthday.
Yep.
Oh my God! No. When I saw the look on Tom's face, and I can't even explain what it is yet. Oh my God! Wait, this story is just it's.
Was it this time last year?
No.
Okay. It was probably over a year ago.
It was April of 16.
16. So it was a year and a half.
He remembers well.
And he hasn't been in back since. But I got to tell you, it was unbelievable. So if you can guess what that is, I'll buy you lunch after the show. And
what kind of lunch, though, Mark? What kind of lunch? Are you going to take him to that steakhouse? That new steakhouse?
No, we're going to go. Listen, I'll take whoever guesses it to... how am I going to put this? I want to put it in a good way. Oh, you already have someone, huh?
Yes.
Huh. All right, we're going to hold on that. I'll pick it up in a minute. But I never laughed so hard in my life. In fact, just thinking of it now, Tom's face when Tom...
We love Ted, Mark. Don't forget that.
Tom said, huh? Oh, Lord, it was good. All right, let's get back to Tyler real quick, though. Tyler with the Ford dealership. Yes, so you brought it to the Ford dealership. It turns out we found out it was AutoNation. I got to get everybody caught up. So you had a problem. If I recall, and I do have a brain like a steel trap, that's not right. I have a memory like a steel trap. Whatever. Steel trap somewhere. So you had a check engine light come on your F450, and it's a diesel, and you brought it into AutoNation. They ran the code. $8,000 later, you paid, you picked it up, you get a quarter mile down the road, and you're stuck on the side of the road, or it starts shaking, you have problems, correct?
Rewind just a hair. Picked it up the first time for $5,000, make it a quarter mile after they claimed a 20-mile test drive. Take it back. They say they'll make it right. Wait 2 weeks. That was the 30th. The 15th, they call me, says, runs great. We did a 10-mile test drive. Another $3,000 for 2 fuel pumps. Go and pick it up on the 16th. And I make it across the intersection on Broadway. Truck dies, and I slowly roll through traffic to a stop.
Oh, my God. What is it? What's the problem now?
They haven't responded or talked to me. I have no idea.
Do they have the vehicle?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you mean if you call... Okay, well, I mean, I don't want to get sucker punched, and here's what I mean. I don't want to call up and ask them, and they're going to say something like, oh, he's the guy that drove the truck through the front of the, you know, the showroom. I mean, why aren't they talking to you?
If it would have ran, I might have. However, the truck died in traffic, so that wasn't an option.
But why aren't they talking? Why are they going to tell me they're not talking to you?
I have no idea. I got the Schiller. He's one of the service managers' personal cell phone. Text him. He doesn't respond. Call the number.
So you have no idea what needs to be done to the truck now, right?
No. I talked to the general manager on the 16th. He said he'll make it right. Wanted to know which service tech was on it. He does. I don't know. Nobody told me. And
who's the general manager?
I don't recall his name.
Okay, Suzanne.
Should have had it before I called you, but I don't.
Let's reach out to it's Steve, right?
Perhaps.
Well, yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Reach out to Steve. I'm not going to say his last name. This does sound like a problem. So listen to this. I just want to recap. He brings it in for a check engine light.
Okay.
Picks it up. $5,000 later, less than a quarter mile leaving the dealership, breaks down. They bring it back, say they're going to make it right. He spends another $3,000. Now he's 8 stuck. He drives, barely gets out of the parking lot, coasts across the road, and now the vehicle's back. When did you bring it back that third time?
That was the 16th.
Of this month?
Correct. 16th
yeah, okay.
Of this month. I originally dropped it off the 17th of November.
Either this guy, either Tyler is like outright lying, which I don't think's going on, or Tyler, once again, man, I'm going to help you out, and we've got the connections over there, but I don't want to get sucker punched by some crap you're not telling me. There's nothing you're leaving out of this story, right?
Not in the slightest, sir.
Okay, I like that. I hope he's... Go ahead, Ted.
I just have a question for the caller.
Sure, we'll bring him up for you.
Yeah, I'm just curious, of all this work, you took it in for a thermostat, right?
Correct.
Well, no, he took it in for... he took it in because
the check engine
the check engine light was on that pointed to a thermostat.
Pointed to a thermostat. Did they actually change that thermostat in all this money that you spent? Or do you know?
Yes, they did do that part.
Yeah, okay, hold on. But even that doesn't matter, because I got to be honest. Mark, when check engine lights come on, even if it is a thermostat code, here, I'll use an example. You might have an O2 code come on. That doesn't mean you need an O2 sensor. It might mean you need a cat.
That's exactly, and that's why when a lot of customers go to AutoZone and they call us, hey, I had this trouble code, it needs this.
Yeah.
We want to check it first to verify that. So there's a lot of other things to verify other than just that code.
Yeah, of course. But some things like, well, here, I'll name another one. Misfire number 3. Well, that could be a coil, could be a spark plug, could be a wire, it could be all kinds of stuff.
Right. Could be a bad injector.
Or a bad injector. You know, so here's what I want to do. Let's reach out. Let's free up Tyler. Let's make sure we have all his information. If everything he said is correct, we'll get to the bottom of it. I mean, I got to be honest. AutoNation isn't on our referral list, but they're good people, right? I mean, honestly.
They make it right when it's supposed to be right.
Yeah, that's right. In fact, they're one of these clients, or they're not even a client.
We don't always get the whole story, though. Pardon me.
Well,
we don't always get the whole story.
Well, and here's the other thing. People... We're a consumer show, and we want to go after people that rip you off. But I got to tell you, sometimes consumers are just plain nutty.
It's really frustrating, though, on Tyler's end, and like with many other customers, is the company doesn't call the customer back.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
Well, but we don't know why yet. Maybe they still don't know what's wrong with it.
Call the customer back and say we don't have an answer.
Here's what's going to be frustrating. It needed every bit of the $5,000. It needed every bit of the $3,000, and they simply missed something else. It's going to be a nightmare. I'm hoping that's not the case, but that happens sometimes. I mean, it'd be hard to believe $8 grand of work to fix one problem. And here's the part I really don't get. If he's correct that they test drove it, I want to see if they acknowledge they test drove it 20 miles in 10 or whatever, because this guy's talking under a mile each time and it's broke.
Yeah, and you get a comeback like that, more than multiple comebacks. You have to drive it multiple times.
Yeah. Listen, Joan Sullivan with Approval Reverse Mortgage has a message for you. If you're over 62, you intend to live in your house for as long as possible, and you need a little more cash, or maybe you want to upgrade or downgrade into your house, a reverse mortgage could be exactly what's right for you. And that's what we love about Joan Sullivan. She'll tell you if it's right for you. She'll give you the good, bad, and the ugly on reverse mortgages. Whether it's you or maybe for one of your parents that you think they could use a little more income, I want you to call Joan Sullivan. She'll give you the straight skinny. She'll tell you everything you want to know. Once again, the good, bad, or the ugly on reverse mortgages. Don't go with these people on TV once again. She's the real deal. She's been with us forever and a day. She's a great woman with a great company, ApprovalReverse.com, by the way. But give her a call, 303-771-3528, 303-771-3528, ApprovalReverse.com.
You'll be able to see how many...
Oh, yeah.
Test drive though, 20 miles and 10 miles, and it goes quarter mile.
Goes a quarter mile. That's what I'm saying. It's almost like the guy's...
The other thing that's going on is
it might run great when it's warm, but when it's cold, it
But that's
does.
what when you get a multiple comeback, you got to run it 5 times before you call the customer.
The guy was saying it was running fine before he tweeted it, except for final, and he'd been driving it.
Or in that case, you ask the customer if it's okay to take it, one of the techs can take it home.
They don't have to take it home. I mean, you get in the morning, you get the first guy out, go drive this. Park it, somebody's going to lunch, go drive this. Let it sit for 2 days. It's been there a month. Keep it for 3 days. Drive it 8 times. Don't give it back. It's crazy. It's not like the guy was pushing him, had to have it.
Hello,
You had a month. Take the month and make sure it's
talk
right.
a lot about stem cell therapy. I've done extensive
Especially with a guy
research
that's
which
spending
led
$8 grand.
me to
I mean, if you
Centennial
need more
Schultz
work,
Clinic right here in
stuff will
Colorado.
work. I
They're
mean,
internationally recognized for their
Sure.
work with stem cells. They're all MDs.
Yeah, but I mean, if you have a customer like that, what I was just saying to Mark, you're going to call the customer up and just give them a heads up, even if you don't have an answer.
the big stores are so busy that they just get so inundated, they just assume everybody knows you're not
But
going to
he's
hear
got the service manager's personal number.
Clint, you can come in here. I'm going to get an update from you.
Service writer, yeah.
They can repair most
So he probably, the service manager's got, pain in the ass for a pickup customer. Oh, that's that guy. No, I'm not going to answer that one.
I'll change his phone number.
The longer that goes on, the worse it gets.
Explore your options at a
Our homeless guy,
regenerative clinic.
good.
Centennial
This guy was
Schultz,
neatly dressed, well-mannered, articulate, and intelligent.
303-963-9200.
So he's like me.
My referral list,
No,
referralist.com.
no, you come off better on the phone than you did. I mean, you came off really poorly on the phone, didn't you think? I thought so.
But is he at the apartment? Where is he?
Yeah, he's apartment.
Apartment? Hotel? Where is he?
Apartment.
Is it that dude's apartment?
Yeah, and it's not an apartment. It's a really messy basement.
Okay, but he's in it?
It smells bad. But, he's off the street.
Is he spending the 600 or whatever?
Well, we're going to do it by the week to make sure it works out.
Did they seem to hit it off?
Yeah, good enough. I don't think he's real excited about the dogs jumping on him. No. You know what? He can deal
It's
with
a little better than 0 degrees.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So.
But this is still the same guy that had to stay in the Marriott, so.
Yeah. The days in we put him up in last night was pretty damn nice too.
How much was it?
63.
Yeah, okay.
It was
No, in fact, I was surprised it was 63
I
bucks.
picked him up down at that library. That lady said he's a regular there. That's where he listens to our show, the podcast. And he goes in there most of the days.
Cool.
I think he's an okay guy. His wife used to handle all the finances. She died. And he's just,
I'll have you come on the air.
Okay.
Get started today. Auto financing the easy way. If you're thinking about new windows for your home, there are 3 things you should look for.
What did I just hear? Auto financing?
Yeah, I was just wondering what that was too.
And finally,
So the car that you guys were giving away, that's at your shop, what kind of car is it?
Drew, what was the name of that last spot that just ran? Something auto financing.
Yeah, little sedan.
What year? am.com and register to win a house full of windows.
Somebody went through and then they donated the car and then, we finished off a few things on it. And somebody just put a new timing belt, water pump, all kinds of stuff on it.
Auto Car Express?
Thank you, Adrian.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you. Awesome.
Thank you. Because usually it's the
Auto Credit Express. You also, if you know anyone who's selling a car, you have a create your account in Blinker, and then you
refer a friend.
You can refer a friend, and when they sell their car, you get $200, and then they also get $200. Wow, so it's a pretty good deal.
How do you guys make money?
Your market is the finance.
On the financing, yeah. And then we're adding, we're adding some products in there too, like gap insurance and vehicle service contracts into it. So it's going to be really helpful for people who are buying cars. Like if you're getting a loan on it, you can get the gap insurance for like, you know, really low rate, like under $10 a month kind of a thing.
Well, especially when you guys are the bank, it's a little easier financing the gap part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big thing now is
used car places are doing, the Echo Parks and those.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all for the finance.
Yeah, that's where it's in the F&I department. We do it all like streamlined in the flow, so we don't shop you out to other banks or anything like that.
That's cool.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
Ah, where's my lady that knew ITED?
Is your wife calling?
No lunch for her.
I think Scott does such a good job.
Oh, yeah.
I traded the lunch with you with Dan. Dan technically owes you lunch now.
Snake.
All right, listen. Technology is incredible. In fact, next week, Tuesday, I'm going to prep that show real quick. I have got a show Tuesday that's going to be insane. It's kind of going to be a flashback show to my computer days. It's going to be a technology show. Of course, we're always going to solve your problems, answer your questions, take your complaints, but it's going to be a very, very interesting show, to say the least. By the way, the lady that knew about ITED is no longer on there. So if you know what happened about 1.5 years ago with ITED, last time ITED or Common Man was in studio, I'm going to buy you lunch. Okay, Centeno Schultz, I want to talk about real quick. These guys are the real deal when it comes to stem cell therapy. You know, there's a lot of companies out there that claim they do stem cells. They're just simply not live. And I'm going to put this as basic as I can put it. If you go to a place, maybe a chiropractor, a place that wants to call themselves a clinic, if you will, if they ship in stem cells, they're not live stem cells. We did so much research on this, and we found out that right now in the U.S., the way you have to do stem cells, if you want live stem cells, is they harvest them from your bone marrow, right from you, and then they basically spin them, they put them into a machine, they make them super strong, and then they inject them the proper way right into the affected area, whether it's your hands or your shoulders, your hips, your back, your knees. But that's real, and I mean real stem cell therapy. And Centeno Schultz, he's basically the guy that, pretty much founded this. He's one of the very beginning people that got into it. The results are unbelievable. A lot of times you might not have to have surgery, but I want you to call them. I want you to talk to them. They're the real deal. They're doctors. They're not chiropractors. I don't want every chiropractor in the world calling me now going, hey, blah, blah, blah. I mean, these guys are the real deal, though. Centeno Schultz, 303-963-9201. 303-963-9201. Blinker.com. Okay, get back on that mic, man. We were talking about why. And why do I have Blinker in? Because from a consumer standpoint, there is no better way to buy or sell a car. I mean, if you're buying a new car, that's different. But I got to say, I don't see any other better way. Now, if you're buying a used car and you're looking, Carfax, do you get one?
We provide the Carfax for free.
So for free. So I go on there and I want a Toyota Camry.
Yeah.
I find the Toyota Camry I want, and the guy's asking, let's say, $8,000 for it. You can actually loan it. In other words, I can get a loan through you.
Yes.
With a decent interest rate.
Yep.
I'll get a Carfax, see what the car looks like. And the price that I'm doing, how do you guys police price, or you don't? I mean, people can set the price for whatever they want, but you give a suggested price for what that car should sell for in that area?
Yeah, exactly. So through the app, you basically take a picture. We'll instantly give you all the detail on that vehicle, including if that car is for sale through Blinker, you'll get the Carfax. You can look at it right there. So if someone's basically selling a car, you can be standing right in the driveway, snap a picture of that car. You can see all the details on that, view the Carfax, and then we'll give you Black Book estimated pricing, which is basically the same thing as like a Kelley Blue Book.
And if I don't want the financing, because I have $8,000 cash, you'll still do all the title work. You'll still make sure I get the title, I get the car, they get the money. You'll still make sure the entire thing is done perfectly.
Yeah, the cool thing about it is that it's actually not cash. So, you know, like back to the $24,000 car you were talking about, like who wants to deal with that in cash, right?
Yep.
So you do the entire, it's just a moneyless transaction.
You do it.
Yep, right through the app. So
right through the app.
Completely safe, even if you're buying anything from a $2,000 car to a $30,000 car. If your buyer's paying in full,
whether you're the buyer or seller, you're not going to get screwed.
We double check that the funds are available, and then the transaction happens seamlessly.
Here's the part listen, guys in studio, there's no cost to this. Here's it. I'll tell you the model. Here's the secret sauce. Where they make the money is on the loans. Which is, that's how it works. That's the model. And it's a great model because it's so consumer friendly. If you do want to pay cash, you guys do everything for no price. 100% free. And if you do want a loan, they're going to get you a great loan. There's no lose with Blinker.com. You guys are going to change how people... Craigslist, why would you possibly buy or sell a car in Craigslist? We get rip-off cars all the time. And here's the part, not only is all the transactions guaranteed and there's no cost and every other good thing about Blinker.com, but you're showing your car to numerous people all around the country. You know, you've got a $40,000 Mercedes or a $100,000 Mercedes, you might want a guy in California that wants it.
Yep. Yep, and right now, well, the transactional component is available in Texas, Colorado, Florida, and California next month. And so it's not a national thing just yet.
But you're getting there.
But we're getting there. We'll be there 2018.
I love it. I love the model. You guys are going to change it. We're going to see this same model in HVAC. We're going to see this same model in boats, RVs. We're going to see this same model eventually. Motorcycles. Yep. I mean, what you guys are doing is changing it. You're basically kind of... God, it's almost like Uber. And here's what I mean about Uber, and I hate Uber, by the way, but their technology is great. I had an Uber driver steal my phone, the jerk. But anyhow, that's a whole different thing. But here, you're matching up the customer with the buyer, or I'm sorry, the seller with the buyer, just like Uber matches up the driver with the client.
Correct,
You basically are doing the same thing through the app. So you're matching people up, and you're taking, just like Uber takes the transaction and the tip, you don't have to deal with the driver right there. Everything you guys handle. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, moneyless transaction, basically.
In the best way, once again, they get on their phone, they just go to either the iStore. What is that actually called? I hate iPhones.
It's called the App Store.
The App Store, or you go to
Google Play Store.
Or the real Google Play Store, the real thing. The real deal. Not Apple, who now slows down phones, by the way, people. They slow down phones so you buy the new model, in my opinion. Well, we know for a fact they slow down phones. They say they do it for battery life, and if you don't believe me, simply Google, Apple admits to slowing down phones. Think of what I'm saying. You go by, you just bought a new iPhone 8 or an X or a 10 or whatever they're called, and when the 11 comes out, they actually send you an update that slows down your phone. They say it's for battery life. I don't believe them. I say it so you buy. There's no reason why they do it for battery life. If the battery life's that bad, you're going to buy a new phone anyhow. Who's got iPhones in here? I know one person for sure.
I do.
You guys are all freaks.
All do.
Freaks of nature.
Everybody but you, Mark.
Yeah, well, let me tell you. First of all, Samsung is not slowing down my S8. There's no slowdown here. And there's lawsuits now.
Yeah, but you may never get an update to your phone.
I get updates all the time. I get updates all the time. All the time. That's iTed. By the way, if you can guess what happened a year and a half ago, we'll buy you lunch. Suzanne and I will buy you lunch. After the show, we'll meet you somewhere and buy you lunch.
Well, not today. But
no, not today.
Yeah,
God, no. Where are we going to buy him lunch, though?
Oh, dear. Oh, huh. How about Yard House?
Del
That's
Taco.
our favorite place, Yard House.
Taco Bell? She's talking Yard House. I'm talking Taco Bell.
I think I'll win on this.
What else is there?
Did you guys ever go to that new steakhouse? You know, the sizzling 500-degree plate? Did you ever go there? I want to take Cheryl there.
They're everywhere, man. Well, they're not everywhere. The new one right down here is
So how was it?
Ruth's Chris.
Right,
It is unbelievable.
Right, that's it.
They've got, listen to this, kick-ass appetizers. You can go down there, get probably the best hamburger during happy hour, the best you've ever had, for I think it was $10 or $11. And I'm talking, this is a $20 hamburger. Believe it or not, yes, there's $20 hamburgers out there. It is absolutely delicious. There are drink specials down there during happy hour.
So after you starved yourself for 3 days, did you have one of those steaks?
That's fasting. That's not starving yourself.
Oh,
There's a
okay.
difference.
So after you fasted for 3 days, did you have one of those steaks?
So you can tell non-believers. And here's the problem.
It's
Kevin,
not a non-believer.
No, hold on. Let's talk Mark
Fasting.
Wachowski real quick. Kevin, it's very easy for him to say anything. Why?
Well, he's skinny as
he weighs 8 pounds as a grown
adult. He eats nothing but donuts and cookies. And
Mark will roll in here.
I'm like 185 now.
Wachowski will roll in here. Yeah, but you're like 12 feet tall. He'll roll in here. He'll have 7 donuts, 14 pizzas, and he's like 8 feet tall, and he weighs 180
pounds. Goes to lunch. Yeah.
I don't know how he does it. Here's what's going to happen to you. Your metabolism will slow down at some point, and you're going to balloon like we've never seen.
Okay, we'll see.
And by the way,
then I'll have to start fasting.
Fasting has nothing to do with losing weight. Nothing to do with it.
So was it the best steak you ever had? Was it the best steak you ever had?
Ruth's Chris has one of the best steaks in the world.
Beautiful.
You know, I went to another restaurant that's a beautiful steakhouse, and I got okey-doked on the tip. They literally changed my tip. So I'm not going to say who it is right now because I think it's going to be handled, but I got to tell you, I left a certain amount for a tip, and through my credit card, I get this email from Capital One that says, your venture card, it said, you look like you were extremely generous.
Wow, you were real generous.
You were real generous on this tip. We suggest you look at this. So I log in, and the tip they punched in was twice as much as the bill. And I'm not going to say how much the bill was. And I'm looking at this, I about had a cow. But because some people know the ownership of this particular restaurant, I'm going to keep it on the down low for now. But it is. People watch your tips over the holidays. I got to tell you, some waiters and waitresses, what they'll do, you write down the tip after you get it. What they do is they go back to that machine, the credit card machine, and they change it and put in a different amount. And if they only do it by a few bucks, I would have never have known. But they did it by double the bill. Imagine if your bill was $100 and your tip was $300. Who am I, Smoke Daddy or one of these guys making it rain? That's not me. Everybody hold tight. Who's Smoke Daddy?
We're not connected to that.
You know, I've wondered that too when you do that with the tip.
Shannon.
Oh, wow.
Shannon. You know, and if it wasn't, here's the scary part. If it wasn't for Capital One sending me that email, I would have never.
I know my.
Yeah, oh, good. But we need to talk about that.
Is it possible
The
way the tip was, that they transposed the numbers of it?
I bet you
there was no rhyme or
lot.
reason for the amount in there.
I bet you that happens a lot.
Babe,
that was one hell of a
leave. So coming back before the top of the hour, can we do the Gill update?
Yeah, but are you paying with a credit card?
I'm paying the dinner with the credit card, and I'll zero out the
I'll
Even
try
at that,
it. I will
they could put
try
in
her
the
again
tip.
because I think we need to give that
Because they already
update
ran the charge through.
Yeah, but
regardless
if
we
you
get
just
them
zero,
on.
I agree.
And then
Okay,
pay
but
cash for your
JMW
tip.
didn't want to come on
Yeah,
there?
I know they can
Nice
add
When
it
you
down.
put the tip in, and then you leave, then they run the charge through, right? So they can still do it that way.
Waiters and waitresses would rather have the cash.
Don't let him rat you
the
too
check
much.
from-
I'm on, but what I do want to say,
They got to pay taxes when you do it that way.
Right.
Cash, they pocket it.
I know Mike Shannon personally. He's a friend of mine. I can call him and get his taken care of for you. No, I'm serious. Well, I'm sure he does.
We're letting them.
We're going to go through the channels.
Can I call in on the iTip for lunch?
No.
What? Did you ever take Mike Shanahan for a ride in your car?
No, but he has bought me several dinners at his restaurant.
Oh, nice, nice. So what's the deal? What's the thing that
you were here?
I know. That's what I'm trying to think.
Okay.
Wait, you guys were here?
Yeah.
You were here. It was
Holy shit!
That's why he said
it's a reunion.
Oh my God! You just played last year. You said no.
No, it was
no.
It was
about 18 months ago.
It was not what I wanted to have happen.
Year and a half.
It was right before I started.
No, bring it up.
No, just let it go. Nobody's answered.
So you know what it is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you should have known if you were here. I heard the story. I started right after that.
I'm probably going to know what it is right when he starts saying it.
I've been told the story, I bet you a dozen times.
For what it's worth, I didn't I don't want to hear about it.
Ixnay.
It's cool, man.
It is.
It's cool, dude.
Think of it.
That kind of stuff is the best, man. There's no hard feel. It's the best.
Okay, all right. As long as you're not genuinely mad at me about it.
It was just Tom's reaction. He came back in from the bathroom.
No, it's just Mark and Dan are about 12 years old when they get together, and they weren't doing these things.
I used to be a very mature person until you were Mark, and I've lost my maturity.
Oh, I'm just glad that you're not actually mad at me.
No. We'll have people call Suzanne up and go, your husband is so juvenile.
Well, we had a lady on that knew, and she's gone now. I hope she comes back on.
God, I got so much play out of that. It was almost as much as the Geraldo.
That was good.
And she wouldn't stop. I kept telling Tom, don't tell her your name's Tom. Let her keep calling you Geraldo.
I remember that. I remember that. Geraldo.
Yeah, I want to go to that steakhouse. I want to go there.
Let me do I got one more personal inventory. Let me knock that out.
Okay, and then Clint's going to stay till after the top of the hour. Then we're going to do the update so he can blaze. Okay?
Online in minutes. No one else has anything
I
like
can't believe you don't know Mark. You should have.
Actually, you know what, Mark? I
can't think
you ought to take that Aries for a drive. Just for a walk down memory lane.
We need a reality show. This should be a reality show. It really should be. It is a reality show.
What are you saying? It is a reality.
It is a reality.
It really is.
You're absolutely right.
I keep on thinking
He's
about
going to
it.
make you sign a release on the drive.
I won't come up. If I don't think about it, then it'll pop up.
I want to sell.
Have you ever driven one?
There you go.
I'm sure you've driven. You've worked on cars. I'm sure you've driven them in the past.
Driven what? A car?
A K car.
Yeah,
Well, I own 5 shops. At one point, I have driven a K car. I'm not proud of it like you are.
It is by the same Chrysler. I am a big fan of Leon Coca.
If you're not listening on Facebook, man, you miss a lot in between. I can't put it any other way. It's like, I don't know what it's like, honestly. It's like scary. Anyhow, listen, we've got a lot coming up. By the way, when Ted was in studio last year, please, whoever can call up, we're going to get you lunch. Something happened, and we'll talk about it next hour no matter what, but a woman did call in instantly and knew what it was, but she hung up because I didn't get to her quick enough. But listen, if you need anything inside or outside of your house, it's not too late to call. Mark Szymanski is the owner of Genesis Total Exteriors. What a great Christmas present that would make. Imagine that. Hey, honey, we're going to get the bathroom remodeled. Well, guess what? Mark can do that. Or, hey, we want new solar windows. Guess what? Mark can do that. Machowski, Mark's sitting next to me. Mark Szymanski.
Actually, he was up at my house. He did some work at my house. He did a great job.
He's also doing some stuff at your shop, isn't he?
Not yet. We're trying to come up with some plans.
Very cool. I mean, This guy's it. I don't care if it's commercial, residential, siding, windows, gutters, painting, fences, decks, kitchens, baths, basements, large, small additions. I think you get the point. He does everything. Call the contractor on the referral list, the best out there, Mark Szymanski. 303-679-8509, 303-679-8509. Another bill paid. I'm good at paying bills. Here's the deal, though. Next hour is going to be crazy. If you're dropping off one of our networks, I suggest you log into Facebook and listen to us. We've got a lot going on. We're going to talk more to Ted. We're going to talk more about Blinker. We're going to talk to Mark Machowski, and we've got a great update. A great update. Tease it, Suzanne. Give it a tease.
So Gil called this week. He's been sleeping outside and needed extra help after his wife's died. So we were able to give him some help.
He was the only homeless guy I've ever met. Actually, I didn't meet him, but I talked to him numerous times, that has platinum status with the Marriott.
He's a sweet guy.
It's remarkable. And I was so skeptical at first. I went down. He got kicked out of his hotel at the Marriott. It's still hard to say that with a straight face. But we're going to have an update on what's going on with him. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing. So that next hour, and we've got a lot more. But let's go. Oh, Chris wants an update. Chris, you want an update on the Ghana dog call, right?
That's correct.
You know, I felt different than the rest of them here on this one. So what happened is, you remember the caller's name, anybody? Dan, you remember this? Who was the name of it, or the dog's name? Give me something. Anybody remember anything? Here's basically what happened. Guy calls up, says, hey, we had to come back to the United States from Ghana really quick. We had our dog with us. It's our family dog. They wouldn't allow it on the plane, but we had to come back, so our dog's in Ghana, and we need, how much were they trying to raise? A couple $1,000 to get the dog back. Something along there. Is that how you remember it, Chris? Because I'm getting no help here.
Actually, the dog came all the way to Miami and was shipped back.
Oh, it was shipped back to Ghana. Ah, okay, so they let it leave Ghana. U.S. Customs says, hey, no dog, no papers, get it out of here.
That's correct.
All right, you know what?
Up a GoFundMe site.
Yep, we started a GoFundMe. I'm going to update people on that, and I feel different than probably anybody else in this room about it. So hold tight, man. That's a good question. 303-MARTINO. Don't forget, live at Troubleshooter.com. Live at Troubleshooter.com. We've got a ton going on next hour. You need to stay with us. My name's Mark Major, and you're on the Troubleshooter Network.
I think you actually sound better on the radio than you do in person.
Well, fuck you.
Did you look that on the radio?
I think you look a hell of a lot better. Damn, you're not nearly as ugly as you sound.
Marcus Harris was the guy from...
Look, I do want to talk about that. We talk about this stuff for 2, 3, 4 days, then it dissipates, and then people wonder what happened. I think the guy, I don't want to say it was an outright scam, but trying to raise money for a dog to fly to Iguana, or wherever, fly here.
No, I agree.
Raising money for an iguana in Ghana.
Get out of iguana.
Merry Christmas for the King that Windows America. I'm Mike Fordyce, President and CEO of Craig Hospital. As a nonprofit serving people with spinal cord and brain injuries, Craig and the patients and families that we have the privilege to serve depend on support from people like you. Learn how you can empower lives at craighospital.org/holidaygive.
From our family at Denver's Talk Station to yours, have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holiday Season. This is 630 KHOW, KHOW Denver.
The United Nations takes aim at North Korea on Lisa Brady. Fox News. The UN Security Council imposing tough new sanctions on Pyongyang after its test of a missile it says can reach the U.S.
I'm grateful to my colleagues for the serious measures we have enacted on behalf of the North Korean people, and I ask you keep them in your thoughts and prayers this holiday season.
U.S. Ambassador to the UN Nikki Haley condemning the North's treatment of its impoverished people, calling it the most tragic example of evil in the modern world. North Korea has said it wants to be a peaceful and responsible nuclear power. UK Ambassador to the UN, Matthew Rycroft.
They show no sense of responsibility to their neighbours, over whom they fire their ballistic missiles. They show no sense of responsibility to the people they force into modern slavery.
One provision in the new sanctions bans nearly 90% of refined petroleum product exports to North Korea. President Trump calling tax reform into law.
The typical family of 4 earning...
So is Blinker doing pretty good, Andrew? Or?
Yeah, we're doing pretty good. We've, expanded down to Texas and to Florida. California's kind of next. And
you know, when they first, I guess it was the CEO.
Yeah, Rod was in here.
Yeah.
Yep.
They had said that they were doing like a $200 special. That probably went away.
No, we're still doing that. Yeah.
Really?
You know, anyone who's selling a car, you can
sell my car.
Yeah, you can put in there's a referral code within your account, and then you can use that. You can use it like I've used it selling a car where you have a buyer who's like negotiating, and you're like, oh hey, look,
so it's got to go. The seller doesn't get it, the buyer gets it.
They both do.
They both?
Yeah, you both do. So you got like basically a $400 wiggle room there where you can just be like, let's not haggle about this. Let's just, I'll give you this code, we can buy the car, and then you're done.
I like it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
He is the nicest guy.
Who?
Steve Atwater. Yeah. He's the most polite guy in this building, I think.
He's always
says hi and bye to everybody.
Well, I remember that one play when he went head on. I remember that one.
He's on the sports.
He's on sports. Okay, yeah.
Do you remember that one play? I don't remember many plays, but I remember he went head on with Christian Okoye.
You can Google it because he was mic'd for that 3 plays in a row.
And just leveled him.
Yeah, knocked him backwards.
Yeah.
But if you put that up on YouTube, you can actually see it.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Is he a regular or just a visitor on the show today?
Who?
Steve Atwater.
I think he's fairly regular. I see him all the time.
I think he replaced, who was the kicker that was in all the time?
Kicker or
McCaffrey.
Receiver.
McCaffrey was there. Oh, no, who was the kicker then?
Rich Carlos?
No, McCaffrey. Was it McCaffrey?
No, receiver. Wide receiver.
Who the hell was the kicker while McCaffrey was there?
Jason Elam or, I know who you're talking about. Before he was
punter. Was it a punter or a kicker?
I thought he was the kicker. God, I swear, that's right. McCaffrey was the great.
McCaffrey's son.
Now his son is doing good. Doesn't his son play like the
Valor?
Yep.
Who's the son play for? Yeah.
Running back?
No, I thought the son was a receiver.
The other one is bouncing
running back.
He's a running back, but he's like a slot back.
There's two of them. There's two of them.
Oh.
So the other
Christian is in Carolina, and Max is bouncing around between the Raiders and Minnesota. He's trying to catch on.
he might be. What does he play? Is he a receiver?
He's a receiver. Max. Yeah.
And he's the older one.
Yeah.
You're right. American financing
Well, they're all stud
by
athletes.
consolidating your high-interest debt into one manageable monthly payment. Did you know you can refinance up to 85% of your home's current value?
Yeah, I still remember
This
that
will allow
play.
you to start saving hundreds of
Mark, we
thousands
had,
more
my
every
wife
month.
was at the
When you're
dentist,
still in
and
the store alone.
as she was checking in, they did the insurance card. She's like, oh, Blinker. She's like, I just sold my car on Blinker. Her mom had been listening to Tom Martino and told her to list her car on Blinker, and that's how she...
Andrew, is this your phone number up here?
Yeah, that's my cell on
Okay,
there.
great. I'm going to have Scott, my manager, call you.
They're great.
I mean, it's true. There's no way to go bad on it.
Mark, all you got to do is download the app.
And you get a free Carfax if you pull it off.
I know.
Yeah.
It's
great.
Oh, it's
1-82334 regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
Want to buy a family gift?
And I was looking on there. There's some very inexpensive cars too. If you're
Yeah, it's a
looking
pretty
for
wide vehicle. range actually.
Yeah.
Like
Clear down to $1,200 or something. I mean, you can find almost anything.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah, I
right
mean, we're
next
just
to
trying
Tom's
to get
car there, side by side.
trying to get people to list. That's, you know, we make no money, as he was saying, off the cash, but we just want people to use the process because, you know, your next car, maybe you are financing it.
Absolutely.
You know?
No, it's so safe, too.
Yeah.
Do dealers hate you?
Eventually, I bet. Eventually, maybe they start doing a deal with dealers. Think about that.
I mean, you'd be able to walk in with your financing on your phone and just be like, okay, here, I'll take, you know, I want to test drive this car, and then you just buy it right there. I mean,
have you had dealers put stuff up that you flag?
We haven't. The trick with the reason why we haven't been able to do dealers because the registration. So all the transaction goes through transferring the title of the registration. So it's not that there's any kind of disagreement with dealers or anything like that. It's just simply the way we've built it so far is we transfer it through the registration. So dealers don't register their cars, obviously.
So does Amazon talk to you guys or anything?
We've talked to them about parts, you know, because we want to be able to offer parts in here. So you can claim your car and we'd be able to, like, because you already have all your trim level detail based off the VIN. So you'd be able to, you know, pull up Blinker on your K car and, you know, get an 8-track Bluetooth player. Like.
That other place was a bad credit.
Recent Irby's frozen robots? Yes, ma'am. Our Froyo robots serve 7
Guaranteed.
delicious frozen yogurts with up to 6 delicious toppings, all within 60 seconds.
Wow, that sounds cool.
Robots all over the country. Malls, theaters, theme parks, almost anywhere people want an amazing treasure of the future of frozen
Still
yogurt.
buying that in.
Sell these robots?
So which I'm still trying to remember. You can't tell me.
Irby's Froyo robots are available as a unique
Kevin knows. Mark remembers.
It has a lot to
This
do with
gentleman back
what
here
you
was in the
invest.
restroom. He remembers. And I think the more I think about it, the more it's going to be more.
I can't believe he was here.
Stop thinking about
I'm
it.
pretty sure he was.
Yeah, he was.
Because you and I have
You
been
remember him? God, I never laughed so hard. The look on Tom's face when he came back from the bathroom.
96.96.
I just had no idea. He was so perplexed. It was unbelievable.
My dad is pissed. He's texting me. He's listening right now. He's like, "Don't let him mess with you like that. Don't you guys walk out of there. Maybe you should stay on the air."
Don't let them mess with you.
You know you're part of the family when they screw with you.
Oh, welcome to the show, the only show of its kind, 303-713-8255. What do? We solve problems, answer questions, take your complaints. It's the Troubleshooter Show. I got to tell you what, we've got a great update. Let's get Clint on there real quick. Hey, we had a caller call in. What was his name? Clint, help me out here.
Gil.
So Gil called in. He actually called in about 3 days ago. His wife died of breast cancer sometime this year, like 6, 7 months ago. Is that about right?
That's about right.
And let me tell you, talk about downhill slopes. The guy actually worked for Martin Marietta at one point.
And Sunstrand.
And who?
Sunstrand.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, I mean, the guy, for the most part, he was someone that, after checking into him, he really hasn't fallen off the cliff. He definitely has some problems, but he called in. He basically ended up getting evicted from a hotel. It happened to be the Marriott, but he couldn't pay the bill. They put him out in the cold, which, after 11 nights of not paying, I mean, that's what people do. So I'm not getting on the Marriott by any means. But he called in. He said, hey, I do want to reach out. I do want some help, and I finally figured I'd call and ask help. I've heard. So, Clint, you went and met this guy last night, right?
Yeah, Mark, this is a great Christmas story, and we really have to thank our listeners that donate to the show and donate help and stuff, because it's unbelievable. If without them, we couldn't do this.
So where did you meet him?
I met him at the South Glen Library. He's a regular there. That's where he listens to our show at. And picked him up, took him over, and got a phone at Walmart so he can contact us, and then over to the Days Inn for tonight. And then
so we got him a room, or the listeners, I should say, got him a room at the Days Inn last night.
Yes.
Okay, so he was nice and warm last night.
And then one of our listeners, regular listeners, Tom, had a place for him to stay. And so he's there now.
Got it.
So we did the right thing. This was a bright...
And that's going to be more of a... Well, we don't know if it's going to be permanent by any means, but hopefully he's going to be there for a while. And what's he trying to get? He's trying to get his license for selling insurance, right?
Yeah, correct. And he's already had job offers from Prudential and several others. So
he's just got to pass the test.
He's going to climb out of this hole pretty soon.
When can we get... Here's what I'd like to do for him. He doesn't have a car, does he?
No.
Okay, here's what I'd like to do, and I'm serious. If he can pass that test, which everything you described about him, he's going to have no problem passing that. And we've got connections with some insurance companies, of course, as people know. People like Compass and other people. If he gets this license and he doesn't have a job lined up, let's try to do him. But if he goes over those hoops, so we've got him a place to stay, and he does have some money coming in, right? Death benefits?
Yes, he gets a death benefit from his wife. But this turned out to be a very deserving guy. We did the right thing.
Excellent. And I am so glad to hear that, because sometimes that has not worked out for us. And let's continue to follow this guy down. Let's make sure he gets his license. But here's what I was going to say. Let's give him that car. I mean, honestly, if it comes down to that and he needs a car to get to work, let's give him that car. I think that's what we should do. Okay, anyhow, it's Car Day on the Troubleshooter Show. Mark Machowski with us, Kevin Colkin, Sheridan Auto Tech, Andrew Price with Blinker, and our common man, ITED. And you don't want me saying why we call you ITED, right?
Yeah, probably best not. The company I work for may not like it too much.
Yeah, that's all right. It's cool. I got to tell you, ITED's been a listener for how long to Tom?
All my life.
Yeah, forever, right?
All my life.
Okay,
I'm a native here, so...
I've got to tell this story. It's one of the funniest things that I ever saw in Tom's face. And it was a big misunderstanding, would be a good way to put it. ITED came in, and Suzanne reminded me it happened to be on my birthday, so we're talking a year and a half ago, right?
That's right.
And he came in. It was your first time in.
No, it was not. My first time in was...
Were you real little?
I was 11.
Yeah, okay, that's right. I remember you saying that last time. So it was your second time in.
That's right.
Okay, so he comes in, and you said, I want to buy everybody lunch, right?
That's right.
He says that. Now, here's why he said that, okay? You've got a relative that works at a place around here. I'm not going to say the name of it. And she was going to basically provide lunch to us because of your relationship with her.
That's correct.
So, we all order, everybody. And here's the remarkable part. It's the same group that's in here. Mark, you were here.
Yeah, I remember.
Kevin, you were here.
Absolutely, yep.
So it's weird. It's like the reunion, the lunch reunion show.
When is lunch?
Yeah, well,
yeah, give me more details.
You buying lunch? Hi, Ted, buy lunch. No. So here's what happens. He takes all the orders. He hands them to Suzanne. Suzanne, we order the food. The food shows up, right? How did it exactly go down when we found out that the person that was actually buying lunch said, no, I'm not giving you lunch.
Well, I think that person said to Ted, wait a minute, I'm not picking up the bill, you're picking up that
So,
bill.
yeah, Ted, you tell us, how did that happen? I mean, honestly, here's what happened. I'm going to say this, though. He comes in, he tells all of us he's going to buy lunch. We all give the order. At one point, Tom goes to the bathroom during break. During that break, the whole lunch thing falls apart. And what I mean is, lunch shows up, but it's not paid for. So we put it on Tom's card. We literally put the lunch on Tom's credit card because they're here.
I had initially put it on my card.
That's right.
And I was like, wow, I wasn't expecting this because I was expecting, hey, we're going to take care of you.
Yeah, and
this is a cool thing you're doing.
That's right. That's right.
So,
and we felt horrible about that because, I mean, you know, a year and a half ago, you didn't have a ton of money, so you basically, that wouldn't have been great for you.
It wouldn't have been great. I would have made it work, but I owe you guys a huge thank you for taking care of it.
My God, I laughed for so hard over this, and it's got nothing to do with what happened. It was this part of it that just killed me. So, what happens after that is Tom walks back in from break. Ted goes up to him and goes, thanks for lunch. Now remember, Tom, where he left off, Ted was buying him lunch, and he ordered, and the food was on the way. Then Ted walks up to him as he's coming back into studio and goes, thanks for lunch. And I look over at Tom, and Tom's looking at me like, what's the guy talking about? He bought lunch. He goes, no, thank you for lunch. And Tom is the only one that doesn't know that this other thing transpired. So, and Tom didn't know either, Ted, and this is even funnier, is, you know, I took Tom's credit card and put lunch on Tom's credit card.
See, I didn't know that he didn't know.
No, he had no idea. So, not only did he think you were buying lunch, he had no idea that actually he bought lunch for all of us.
As much as you talk about how many lunches he owes you, I guess it was just a little bit of karma.
Honest to God, he does owe me. You have no idea how many lunches he honestly owes. It's absolutely crazy. So, but I don't know why. I always thought that was one of the funniest stories. That's the kind of stuff you watch us on Facebook, you see all the time. Stephanie, you have kudos to say to Budget A1. Go ahead.
I do, and I could go on and on and on and
well, I'm not going to let you do that.
Awesome. They are so amazing down there. We had our Tahoe in there just this last week, and
what was wrong with it, real quick?
Check engine light, and then they went ahead and did some other work for us at the end. But the check engine light was cleared.
Cool.
And blah, blah, blah. Anyway, they are amazing. I think Shane is the best tech I have ever met. The personalities down there are amazing.
Does Shane come out and talk to the people?
Absolutely. You know, Scott is our main man up front, Stephanie. Isn't Scott awesome, too? Isn't he just such a good guy?
He's amazing. I feel like I have been joined a family.
Okay, is this lady related to you?
No.
This
Actually,
is getting a little.
Stephanie, I'm thinking this vehicle was at another shop and they couldn't figure out what the problem was, and then you brought it to us and we figured it out for you.
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Stephanie, thank you so much. And, you know, we got Andy there, and we got Mike, and we got Deb, and we got a bunch of great guys. And
so, Mark, though, if people, your text will come out and talk to people?
Absolutely.
Kevin, do you do the same thing?
No, absolutely. Yeah.
You know, some shops, I don't think there's any, I don't know. I mean, like, do most shops allow you back in the shop now? I don't know.
I don't know why they wouldn't. I mean, you don't want them wandering by themselves, but yeah, just come on back, take a look, talk, sure. Why not?
Yeah, it just seems like, I don't know.
I
don't know why they wouldn't, because it seems like they're hiding something if they don't let you into the shop. Then all of a sudden your guard's up.
It's not only that, too. It's the chemistry of the shop, too. If guys are fighting and cursing and arguing between one another, you know what I'm saying?
Well, that happens.
They don't want customers to see that. But
that's like listening to us on halftime here.
Sure, there you go. But we have a sign right on our front counter inviting customers into the shop work area. I love it.
All right. I already did Centeno Schultz. You know who I'd like talking about, though? Colorado Tinnitus. You know why? Because they have a holiday special right now, and here's what they call it. It's a little corny, but it's actually cool. And by the way, Dr. Patty is so cool over there. She helps Tom out like he can't believe it. But anyhow, here for the holidays. Yeah. What is it? Well, it's the most advanced hearing aid technology available on the market. Okay? It's cell phone compatible. You put these hearing aids in. Hearing aids work whether you lost the hearing or if you have some kinds of tinnitus, they can help out big time. But give them a call. The holiday special, here for the holidays, $1,000 off. They'll let you test drive them, too. Put them in, make sure they're great, everything. There's no risk here. Call Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center. 303-534-0163, 303-534-0163, or help4ringing.com.
This report is brought to you by
So
Cole.
the drive right now is worse right now than...
You're saying I might need a freaking hearing aid?
Well, what they do, tinnitus, they'll train your ear. So they'll usually give you a device that you put in, and it basically sends a tone to cancel out that ringing that you hear. And eventually you don't need it anymore.
Oh, okay. And what does it cost? The whole deal?
I have no idea. I don't have it. I have no idea.
Yeah, it varies.
I mean,
Anywhere,
but they'll tell you
15
what.
to 5. Just
1,500 to 5,000? And how come it's such a...
It just depends on
the kind of
tinnitus you have.
Oh, I have it.
Some tinnitus they can, like, get rid of forever. Well, in other words, you, like, basically wear this thing for a while, and it gets rid of it. Other tinnitus, you might have to wear a device like a hearing aid to get rid of it. I mean, it just all depends on what you have.
It's driving me crazy.
There's a buddy of mine, is an old rock, deaf, and he fought it tooth and nail, and he finally got him. He regrets not getting him sooner.
Really? I gotta do it. Now, I remember with the lunch. Wasn't it 2 people that delivered the lunch? I remember 2 people.
Probably
There was a man and a lady.
I bet you wanted to kill your sister.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
It's almost like she put the screws to him on purpose.
Yeah, it was all of a sudden a shock that... Yeah, I remember this. Yeah, I remember it was 2 people.
Well, that's why we were all
But it
thinking
was
Mark
Tom's...
buying lunch on his birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But when it was Tom's face, it was
Well, you see, I figured that Tom knew because you came in and said you put it on his credit card. It's all good.
No, I didn't want you paying.
Yeah.
So we had them reverse yours and put it on Tom's because I wasn't paying for it on my birthday. So when Tom came, thank you for lunch. And Tom looks at me like, no, what are you thanking me for? You bought lunch. Thank you. And then he sits down, and I'm over there I'm ready to explode because he really has no idea.
Right.
Tom's looking at you like, what's he talking about? He bought.
Yeah, I remember that. There was 2 people that delivered the lunch, and I believe the lady was your sister.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
She didn't deliver it. I think she did. I think she did, and that's when she laid it on us.
Why'd she put the screws on you? Has she always done that to you?
She's always done stuff like that. It was my mom who said, call her up.
You know what? Let's do this. Does she still work there?
Yeah.
We're going to have the listeners call up and order a shitload of food and never pick it up. She wants to play games. We'll play games. I need 17 sandwiches to go.
Yeah, deliver it up to the studio.
But we got to make them do it right. Okay, the first one, no mayonnaise, extra mustard, pickles. We got to make it sound
extra
perfect.
mayonnaise, double garlic.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
okay, Sally, what do you want? Okay, second one's ham and cheese.
Oh. Yeah, I would like to bring up, if you guys are cool with it, the whole, not registration, you guys were talking about that last week and how if you go more than 60 days, you end up having to pay that fine. And then also the emission standards that are in the state. I've run into so many issues with those emission stations when I took my Aries in, for example.
Oh my God, though, it's an 82.
It shouldn't matter. They're telling me it doesn't have an air pump on it. The air pump is right on top. I end up having to go home and get my factory service manual.
And show them?
And show them because they're telling me that's my alternator.
No, they're not trained well.
No, and I took my LeBaron in. The guy didn't know how to drive a stick. Jerked it around so hard he broke the front motor mount bracket.
Man who used to own his LeBaron.
You're going to like this one. Oh, it came in with a Plymouth Acclaim. And I don't remember what year.
One of those, yeah.
I don't remember what year the Acclaim was. But the thing had 18,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
And he's had 2 or 3 shops do transmissions in it, so it had 18,000
It must have been the 8604 then. It must have been the 86 with the 8604.
So I picked it up for a song,
right?
Did a transmission in it, and then
maybe he doesn't know how to spell his own name.
Manager loves that.
I thought those bodies,
it's red with a red velour interior.
Yeah, it's probably an LX.
When I have to use it, because I bring my car down and the guys don't get done by the end of the day. Scott lets me drive it home. That's not a bad car.
I personally have a 90 Acclaim with 80,000 miles.
All right, guys.
I'll follow up.
I wonder if we're going to have a white Christmas. I don't know. Are we supposed to? Anybody? Does anybody know the answer to this?
Not very white.
Yeah, I don't think. What's on the ground now, in other words?
Another answer, maybe.
All right, 303-713-8255. Ed, I'm going to get back to. Ed had a turbo go out, if I recall. And Ed, I apologize it took so long to get back to you. But you had a turbo go out. You ordered a used one from somewhere. It came in. Now you're having problems with it. Ed, ask your question, please. Okay, maybe Ed's not there.
Oh, he must have given up.
Well, okay. That's fair enough. I took so long to get to him. That's fair enough. Shannon, what's going on with you?
Hello?
Yes, Shannon.
Hey, man, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you, Shannon?
Good, good.
By the way, 303-713-8255, 303 Martino. What's going on, Shannon?
So I had a guy, and I've used him before, a mechanic down here in the Springs, do my timing belt water pump in February of 2017. Recently, the water pump started leaking. I took it to a new mechanic, and he said that nothing had ever been done with the timing belt water pump.
Okay.
After I paid to have it done.
So he pulled the cover and he looked at it. What are these pictures I'm looking at? Is this before or after?
That is the timing belt right before they put a new one in this week.
Yeah, I mean, it's cracked to hell.
I saw that belt. That looks terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the new mechanic, I told him, I said, you know, it might be a water pump gasket, something like that. He called me and he said, you need to come look at this. It makes me sick to my stomach because you need a new timing belt. And I said, well, I just paid for one in February.
Whoa, I'm sorry. I missed a big chunk of this story. So, Shannon, you bring it to the car shop, right?
The car shop in February of 2017.
Yep.
And paid to have a timing belt and water pump put in.
And how much did you pay?
It was like $500.
And you're sure it wasn't a serpentine belt? Your receipt says a water pump, or I'm sorry, the timing belt and water pump.
Kit, yes.
Okay. And then you bring it to another shop how many months later?
10 months later.
Guys, look at this belt over here if you haven't seen it.
I'm looking at this belt right now. There's no way that belt is only a few months old.
That's an old belt.
And I have the new mechanic. He said, hey, I feel bad telling you this because I know you have a receipt that you just got a timing belt done, but you didn't. He goes, I need you to come look at this. So I went down there.
God, look at that tensioner.
So are you saying, oh my God, this is crazy. Kevin, is there any way that was done 10 months ago?
No, that's 10 years ago.
No, that's an old belt on there. That tensioner doesn't look good at either.
Okay, so let's skip to it. Shannon, I assume you call these people.
I did. I went ahead and paid the other guy to do the water pump and timing belt because they had to be done.
Did you keep it?
Yes, I have it all in a box.
Okay, so what happens when you call the car shop?
I called him. His name is Rusty Muncie. M-O-N-S-E-S.
Hold on, I can't. Hold on. You're coming in and out. If you're on Bluetooth, give it a rest for a second. What's the guy's name?
His name is Rusty Monsees, M-O-N-S-E-E-S.
Rusty Monsees. Dan?
This guy is a bad guy. We had another guy, he was supposed to do an Audi engine replacement, and he basically stuck it to him, and he got it paid up front.
Is this in the spring?
Yes, it is. Yeah. This is the guy. Bad dude, the car shop.
The car shop. In fact, you know what's weird? I can picture the front. We had a picture of the front of this place, didn't we? Right. Yep. Okay, well, you know what?
I did a little research, and he's changed his name 3 times.
You mean the name of the shop, not his own name?
The name of the company.
Rusty Monsees.
Yeah.
What phone number is he at now?
473-6242.
6242. 473-6242.
Yeah.
And that's Rusty Monsees. What's the name of his shop nowadays?
He answers the phone as the car shop. The front of the store says something different. I don't remember.
Let's call this guy, right? Or are you just saying, Dan, are we just spinning our wheels? The guy's that bad?
He won't take care of this other guy. Gave him like $4,000 up front.
Okay, well this one's crazy.
Mark,
go ahead.
I don't anticipate getting anything back from him.
Well, no, you know what though? It's guys like this, it's scumbags like this, and I say that as an opinion. It's a scumbag like this that charges $500, does nothing, that makes the industry look like crap. I mean, guys, look at this. This is the worst kind of mechanic there is out there. Literally did nothing. It wasn't a bad job. It was an outright ripoff.
Right, did nothing. Shannon, did you call the owner of this shop up and tell him about this?
Yeah, that's what we're saying, Mark. Okay. The guy's just a jerk.
He won't answer the phone, or what?
Suzanne, let's try to reach out to him. Hold on. Everybody chill out for a second.
Okay.
Suzanne, let's try to reach out to this clown. See if Rusty will come on right now. Mr. Rusty.
Okay, I'll
This
call
timing
him.
belt looks rusty. Here's the number. 719-473-6242. The guy's an outright ripoff. You know what? In my opinion, he's an outright ripoff. See if he'll come on and explain why I'm looking at a belt that he charged $500 for, and the belt looks like it's 15 years old.
I've seen 25-year-old board.
What?
719-473-6242. And listeners out there, listen, please call up Rusty and ask him. Hold on, Shannon. Listeners, do me a favor. Please, call this guy up. And so the first one, Deputy Dan, was an Audi he sold an engine for. He charged, what, $4,000?
Something like $4,000.
And he ended up picking it up in pieces.
Right. He kept it for 6 months. This is the one that the guys got the lawsuit on.
Didn't we serve him?
Not yet.
Why not?
Because
we have the paperwork,
right?
right?
We have the paperwork, but he hasn't filled out everything.
So we're okay. We need to get him served on that. And here's what we do: let's serve him on the same thing. Shannon, it's going to cost you $55 to file. We'll serve him at the same time as we're serving them from these other guys. Let's just do it, man.
That's great. He told me yesterday, because I had to call him from a different phone number. He told me that he had my timing belt, that he saves all his used parts.
You know what? He's a liar. In my opinion, he's a liar. This isn't a one-time thing with this clown. This isn't a one-time thing. That other one was outrageous. It was preposterous.
He also, but other people online have said that he's attacked them when they showed back up at the shop.
Oh, we heard. So, listen, last time we talked about him. Hey, listeners, please do me a favor. Call up Rusty. Call up old Rusty and ask him, when are you going to quit ripping people off? Honestly, hopefully Suzanne can get him on. She's trying right now, but his number's 719-473-6242. This is the kind of guy that should be put out of business, in my opinion. I'm telling you, Deputy Dan, put up pictures of this timing belt so every other shop, in fact, I want to go another step. I want to do a video on this one, and I want to send it out to everybody that lives in Colorado Springs through social media to see what a jerk this guy is. That's right, Rusty. In my opinion, you're a jerk. Let's try to get you on, man. You had a guy you took $4,000 from and nothing. Did he answer?
Goes to voicemail, Mark.
Yeah, probably because everybody's calling him. I should have waited to give the number out. I didn't exactly think that went out fast enough. But listen, 719-473-6242. Just leave the guy a message if he won't come on. I mean, it's outrageous. $4,000. It was like 6 months. The guy finally says, I need my car back, and literally it was in pieces. Right. He had nothing. Right. In other words, they didn't do anything. Exactly. Did they even take it apart, or was it already apart?
No, he took the engine and he put it back in the car.
Yeah, like literally just put
it back in there, not bolted down or anything, just put it back in there.
Yeah, in other words, he did.
I actually saw that Audi when I was dropping my truck off. It was still on blocks.
The car shop. Let's get a picture. Any picture we can get of Rusty. I'd like to get a picture of Rusty Monsees. Let's get a picture of the front of the car shop, which I think we already have. Let's figure out everything about him. Daphne, if you're listening, this one's a full-blown background check. Let's get with our secret agents on referral list. You know who I'm talking about. I want a full background check on good old Rusty, and let's find out what this guy's been up to. Because I tell you what, I love our listeners in Colorado Springs, and for some reason, there is a rash of bad companies down there. There is. I hate to say it. There's some great companies down there, but I got to tell you, how guys like this survive in a small community, I don't know. It's one and you're done. If they don't rip someone off, I don't know. They don't know how to do business right. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
Looking at this thing, I'd say that it almost looks like, if anything, he took a good belt off and put a bad one on.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing.
I don't know that he's not. I think he's too lazy to do that.
Well, you're probably right. You're right. Okay,
true.
Okay. Hold on, Shannon. Deputy Dan, do me a favor. I want you to reach out to him either early next week. Let's send him the proper paperwork to get filed, and we'll serve him at the same time. I want to go meet this clown. I mean, this is crazy. I want to go meet Rusty, and we'll serve him. We'll get some video of him. We'll get the video of his shop, and we'll warn everybody we can about Rusty and the car shop. Good old Rusty Monsees at 719-473-6242. Hey, you know, this time of year, family comes together all the time. And, you know, you might have someone in your family. It could be your spouse. It could be an uncle. It could be your parents. It could be your kids. But they might have a dependency problem. They might have a drug problem, an alcohol problem. And we found, well, how do I put this? Tom and I literally went down and interviewed with the Raleigh House, and what I mean by that is before we started doing spots for them, we wanted to see what they were about. We probably spent 2 or 3 hours in one of their facilities, and we learned about the treatment plans they do. And I got to tell you, the amazing part is it's not just one. These guys do not only medically based, but they do some faith-based. They do individualized treatment plans. I call it real treatment. What might be right for someone you know might not be right for somebody else. Everything is customized, and their success rate is better than anything I've seen out there when it comes to this kind of treatment. But there's a lot of triggers that can happen around the holidays. Could be financial problems, legal problems, marriage problems, family problems. If you know someone that needs help when it comes to addiction, we came up with this phone number. This phone number, when you call it, is not going to be, oh, hey, what's your insurance number, or it costs this so much. What this number was made for is how to talk to an addict. If someone in your family needs help, you call up, and they're going to help you and tell you how to talk and communicate to an addict to hopefully get them help. It's the Raleigh House, 720-893-5559. The Raleigh House, 720-893-5559. I'm talking to people that have loved ones that need it. Now, if you are an addict and you want to call, they're happy to talk to you too. But when you're ready to change, or if you have someone in your family and you just need to help them, learn how to communicate with them, learn how to push them into treatment, 720-893-5559.
From the Fox Business Network on Wall Street, the major averages.
Oh, wow. That's because he's got the paperwork and you picked it up. He did write the check out to the car shop, and the person at the courthouse told him, no, just sue him.
That's what I told him.
So
you put both on there. There's 2 plaintiffs. You put the name, and then you put Rusty's name. And you know his name's not Rusty.
Right. And I told him that, and the person at the courthouse says, no, why don't you just do him?
Just him. Why? What do you think his real name is? Do we know?
Well, I assume it's his real name.
You think someone names your kid?
Rusty
Shackelford. It sounds like a nickname.
My friend in high school, his name was Rusty.
Yeah, but what was his real name? You really think his name was Rusty?
I think so, yes, I do. Yes, I do.
What do you think?
Search engine into an internet giant. 62-year-old Schmidt.
See, now all I'm going to do is think about this. If a guy's name is Rusty, is it his real name?
Well, we can look at
I say no. I say no. No woman goes, Rusty. It doesn't happen.
Seemed like the best option.
I don't know.
Doesn't the DA ever get involved in any of these?
We had one, the DA just arrested Garcia. For? He bonded out at 10 grand, so they got his 10 grand.
The blind guy?
How did you leave it with
Remember the blind guy?
Shannon?
Yeah.
Get all his info. Dan's reaching out to him next week.
Make more.
Okay.
We're going to do a small claims court. We're going to serve him. We're going to serve Rusty with his lawsuit and the other lawsuit we already have ready for.
He's going to have to redo it, though. I told him to go down to there. He told me it's $100
Dan,
down.
get your muscle shirt on.
Hey.
Not a muscle shirt. You
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
So, he marks muscle when they go out on assignment. Yeah, he's scary.
And now it crashed south on 25.
That's amazing.
Wow.
That timing belt is like...
No, I've seen 20-year-old timing belts look better than that. That's what made me think. I mean, my God, this guy actually...
Why would the guy still have the old one 7 months later? I mean,
Oh, yeah, good point. Oh, by the way, I kept your timing belt from 8 months ago.
Just in case this situation
Just in case. He probably does have a go-to box of old parts.
Oh, absolutely.
But he probably has the wrong one.
Well, I didn't put on the invoice new timing belt.
I can't believe he's got a 3-star. Well, somebody put his review up here with the timing belt.
That's just an old time ago.
There's no charge.
It's another nice thing about this old...
Are we doing one of these auctions now or just on the next 2 breaks?
Oh,
they're not
zero interference?
No zero interference, both the 4-cylinder and the 6s.
No. Yeah, great time.
Here he's got a 5-star review from Rachel Box. You should look up.
303-562-0439.
I'll tell you what, for a 4-cylinder, that thing runs good. I live up in the mountains.
Yeah, they were undersquared so much that they've got lots of power down low, but they don't rev real high. They don't like to.
No, I like the car actually. It's comfortable. The seats are comfortable.
I've got my 90. My mom has a 92 Dodge Spirit.
I swear every one of those, Marco, is red with a red velour interior. That's like the only one I've ever seen.
Right, yeah. Red dash.
Yep.
Right. Red door panels, red velour.
It's good car.
Right. Rich Caribbean leather. Wasn't that like the Cordova?
Mark, that was the Cordova. It was Mark Cross leather. I know him.
I remember when I was in high school, I wanted a Cordova. I liked the hood emblem, the gold coin.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Didn't they? It wasn't that built on a
M body, I think.
No, a Corvette frame.
Cordova?
No, Chrysler.
Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky from my friends at Alliance Leasing, who can help you save time and money
Yeah,
and more money.
the one you really should, if you ever find one, look for a Dodge Spirit RT. They had a special 4-cylinder turbo 3 motor with a Lotus head on it. It was the fastest sedan in America at the time. There were only about.
They also have the Maserati Chrysler.
Yeah, but that wasn't as fast.
Yeah, what was that one?
That was LeBaron designed by Maserati and all the exterior and everything.
It's got a big M on the trunk.
Oh, right.
It was a hard-top convertible that also had a rag top.
It's very Why?
Yeah, exactly.
Why?
Who
was buying these cars?
It's still a LeBaron. I don't care if it
No,
is.
it is LeBaron. Who was the head of advertising over this?
I had Coca. No.
Who was the guy that put his hand up and said, "I got an idea"?
Well, look at Iacocca though, and look at from a business standpoint, he reminds me a lot of Trump. Honestly, so that's why I think you ought to look a little deeper into it. You should hear him take on the press. There are videos of him in the 80s. The press going on about, why aren't you selling more Jeeps in Japan? Well, you know, we're at a trade deficit with Japan.
I thought you were a DeLorean fan.
I like DeLoreans too, but I'll never own one. You know, I'll never have one, but I'd love to drive one. That'd be fun.
With the flux capacity.
I remember one came to the shop. It was a freaking Volvo.
And it's a PRV, 2.7, 2.8 liter.
Open up the hood, and I'm like, what the hell? It's a freaking 4-banger Volvo.
It was a 6.
Was it a 6?
It was a 6, but it was rear drive, and it was a PRV, so it was
like an 8W55 transmission.
And it was like it had a mechanical fuel injection system on it.
So we got to find out Rusty's real name if it's not his real name.
Mark's right.
No, I don't know if it's.
I wonder if he does that.
No, I'm saying
that he will. So if they serve him under that name
of course,
Rusty,
that's what I say. If that's not his real name,
he'll be like, no, I'm not. No, that's who I am.
That's what he's got to go.
Of course, if that's not his name, it's not his name. I just have a hard time believing.
I can't find his name in here.
All right, so beware of the car shop in Colorado Springs, Rusty Monsees. We've had numerous calls on him at this point. We're going to sue him. We've got one lawsuit ready to almost ready. I do want to warn people real quick, though. God, the two suing him, Dan, we got to make sure this guy's name is truly Rusty. I can't be the only one going, is that truly his legal name? I mean, does a woman give birth and go, Rusty? I'm not buying into this yet. Or is it a nickname? I'm not kidding. I don't know. I don't know. Suzanne, what do you think? Do you think someone names their kid Rusty or it's a nickname? I don't know.
I think that's a nickname.
Yeah, it's a nickname of some sort. Rusty. So we got to figure out, on a serious note, we got to figure...
Russell or something.
That's probably it, is Russell. We got to figure out his real name, though, Dan, because if we serve him and he's not Rusty... I mean, he's definitely a rusty mechanic as far as everything we're looking at. Dan's got a question for Blinker. Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, Mark, you know all the promotion you've done for the Blinker people.
I love Blinker.
One thing I've never heard you mention, how can they tell if a vehicle they're buying or selling, it may look good on the outside, but maybe a piece of junk on the inside?
Well, that's a great question. A, you're going to get a Carfax, but that doesn't even answer that question.
Right.
Here's what answers it, Dan. You meet and you look at the vehicle and have it checked out.
Now, who checks it out?
Well, you would. If you're buying it, you would. How does it go ahead? I'll let him speak.
Yeah, I can jump in on that. I think the process is really the same as it's always been. You would want to, if you're meeting with another person and you're getting a vehicle checked out, you'd take it to a local shop and just have them do a
meet them at the local
check over,
Oh, okay, so So you're trying to cover your bases before the transaction's complete.
Oh, yeah, you definitely got to have the vehicle checked out. I'm glad, actually, Dan brought that up, because really what happens is, let's say I'm interested in your car, Dan, and you have it posted on Blinker. How does that work? Through the app, do I say, let's meet at this place?
Yeah, we have you, you know, sellers will list the location that they feel comfortable meeting strangers at.
So it could be a Walmart parking lot, it could
Starbucks,
be a fire
whatever.
whatever.
Yeah, and then you would go meet at that location. If you wanted to, you know, you message back and forth with the seller or the buyer before you meet, and then in that moment in time, you know, in a test drive, you might want to take it to a shop and get it inspected.
Now, Dan, I'll bring another one up because I haven't talked about it, but he made me think about this. I don't purchase aftermarket warranties, but you guys sell them, don't you?
Yes, we do.
So, in other words, if I'm interested in Dan's car in this example, and let's say it's, I don't know, a 2010 whatever, Caravan. So, if I want to buy a warranty, how much does a warranty cost, and what does it cover? How does that part work?
Yeah, you bet. We can, for cars that qualify, basically it's based on, you know, the year, make, model of the vehicle and how new it is, but then... so the vehicle service contract cost will vary per vehicle.
Give me an idea, though.
You know,
$1,000?
Yeah, like it's probably, we usually do it by month, so $7,500 a month.
You mean $75 a month?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You said $7,500.
Oh, no, 75. Sorry, $75 to $100 a month.
So you would pay that, but then that gives you what, like a 3-year,
so
100,000 or what?
You can basically do varying ones, but the basic model is a 2-year, 30,000-mile powertrain warranty. So everything,
stand behind that warranty.
We stand behind that warranty. And
so what happens? And I love where Dan asked this question. So here's the call we get a lot on this show, though, man. I mean, honestly. Honest to God, Andrew, this is the call we get. I bought a car from X, and I bought an aftermarket warranty. I spent $3,000 on the aftermarket warranty. A month later, my engine blows up, and I bring it down to the shop, and I give them the aftermarket warranty information. They say it's a pre-existing condition, so now I have a vehicle I'm still paying for, a warranty that's no good, and I got okey-doked. What happens if they get the warranty through you guys? Are you guys going to cover something like that?
Well, the warranty itself is through Warrantech, is the provider of the warranty, and then beginning of next month, beginning of 2018, it's going to be Ally Bank.
Okay.
So we're transferring that to even a larger, that used to be GMAC, so very trustworthy
Are you guys,
household name.
What I'm trying to get through is Blinker going to stand behind the warranty company?
Yes.
Period. End.
Yeah, we want to make it right. I
so,
mean,
Dan, if the same call you've heard, like me, 100 times on this show were to happen, I'll tear them up. I mean, I don't know what else to put it, and I know Tom will, but we have not had one negative thing yet on these guys. And honestly, they are on the referral list, but we don't do ads for them. They don't spend any money with us. I mean, really, the reason we talk about it is because of all the Craigslist calls and the bad calls we get on buying and selling cars. Does that help you out?
Oh, yeah, you answered my question, because I say I've never heard you or the man from Blinker mention that. And
yeah, it's a good question, though. How do you know? But that's how you actually meet up and have it checked out. What I would do if I was the buyer, I'd say, hey, meet me at Sheridan Auto Tech, or meet me over at Budget A1 and have it checked out. Hey, thanks, Dan. Have a Merry Christmas. Scott, what's going on with you?
Well, I'm a landlord, and one of my tenants in the back half of my duplex got busted with a meth lab.
Oh, my God.
Early November.
Oh, there's not going to be anything. Hold on, Scott. There's going to be nothing good. So you had a tenant, and he was making meth in your place?
Yeah.
Hold on, man. This is not good. We're talking about cars, and I want to tell you someone that's got a ton of cars for sale. In fact, they've got the largest selection of clean late model, used cars, trucks, vans, SUVs, Carfax with every car, family-owned, family-operated. Who am I going to say? You guys ready?
Rockies.
Rockies Autos, that's right, 63rd and Federal. You get in your car, you drive down there. If you're looking for a vehicle, maybe for Christmas, I'm going to tell you, go look on Colfax, look on Craigslist, look on Blinker, look wherever you want, but then I want you to check out Rockies. I always say it. Put them on your list. You might find that perfect car for you down there. They've got 40 lenders to choose from. If you got good credit, you're going to get a great interest rate. You got bad credit, they're going to get you into a product. They're great, by the way, on the product, price, and process of selling cars. They're at 63rd and Federal. They're open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Would make a great Christmas present. But like I said, if you're looking for a used car, you got to put them on the list. You can go to 63rd and Federal and check them out, or go to RockiesAutos.com. You can see their inventory, or give them a call, 303-426-4646.
from the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center.
All right, a lot of accidents to look out for. I-76 westbound, a crash.
By far, not even close. By far, GMAC is the best.
Oh, yeah? Great.
By far.
Great.
Never had any issues with those people. They always paid up. They paid me with a credit card right over the phone, right when I faxed them the invoice.
Yeah.
But they covered everything.
Yeah.
Of course, they didn't cover brakes and clutches and things like that.
Yeah, wearable.
GMAC. Best warranty company I've ever
Yeah, so that's who
ever.
we're switching to, and
Right.
we're building into the product right now. So
Good choice.
It'll be.
That's
They'll do
really
other
good.
cars besides GM cars?
Oh yeah.
No, that's just the name of the company.
GMC, yeah. By the way, it's Ally Bank now. I found the perfect car that is even less wanted than my Aries that you should get, and it's
A Reliant.
classic car.
79 Granada.
No.
I'm
I'm just gonna have to show this to you. Because it's just too unbelievable. You love them. Cadillac. That is a 1986 Hyundai Excel.
Oh, I didn't even know they made them back then.
Oh, and he's
This
a
is back
Hyundai.
when they'd fall apart.
That's the first years, yeah, the G, the
But it's a
GL,
classic.
Basically a Yugo.
You could get classic plates on that.
I'm going to get one for Dan.
See, why don't you get, if you're going to get a...
He's going to get a company
Dodge,
car,
you gotta
86
charge it.
Excel.
I should have found a picture of a rusted out one that looks terrible, but
I don't think I've ever seen a car like that.
I remember
that was the first year they.
The only time we ever have
The
issues
Yugos
is
were
warranty.
really terrible. I mean, those
People
were.
are buying
Excel
the
AMF.
crap that's wrong with the car when they buy it.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, they're trying to screw over, the dealer's trying to screw over the
Yeah.
warranty company.
Well, it's both combined. You know, they're both in it. You know, since they
Yeah,
just got
yeah.
it 5 days ago.
My thing
my
with-
tranny's slipping. It's like, yeah.
My thing with warranties is, you take that $3,000.
Put it in the bank.
I don't think you're going to use that much of the warranty.
Right.
I just simply
Right.
don't think you will.
But that's how warranty companies make money too.
Well, right. Oh,
It's like
absolutely.
insurance and
Taking
everything
in
else.
$3
Right?
grand and paying
Exactly.
out $1,800 or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
Maybe we find you a Trabant.
What?
Any of you guys know what a Trabant is?
Is it a car?
That sounds very familiar.
It is a car.
Like a Russian car.
It's an East German
What's on Ford?
car.
Same thing.
No. He looked better in a marathon.
Key for us with it was to offer that because if you're buying a car from another person, just peace of mind.
Sure.
You know? So
Well, and it, you know,
you
you're
can
talking about
opt in or not.
$2.50 a day at $75 a month for a warranty.
And you can choose to do
And
it or
if it's a
not.
good warranty company, that's
I
What
might want
about a
to
Chevy
publish-
Chevette?
we're not going to have time.
What about a 76 Chevy Chevette?
My dad had a Chevette. What's the bigger looking Chevette? The
I like the Monza 2+2 with the 305 4-barrel.
my parents had a
You guys know how much horsepower the Chevette put out? It's
How about a Gremlin?
40.
22.
Pinto.
Pinto used to start on fire.
Gremlin. Hornet. Yeah, get the
Gremlin. Blow up.
A Vega has two
Yeah.
Hornets.
The Cosworth Vega.
What was
Right,
the cheap
that was the high
Cadillac?
performance.
The Catera, what's it? The
Catera?
Catera, yes.
The Cadillac.
It looked like a Chevette.
Or a Cavalier.
It was a Cavalier. It was a Cavalier.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Catera.
Didn't they build something on a Corvette frame that was real cheap? No.
What about the Opal? Oh, it looked like a little Corvette. The Opal?
Oh, I remember.
Never heard of these.
What was the type of train he's running?
Oh, it looks like a
the
little bit.
Renaults back in
Yeah,
the early
pretty
80s. Oh, what was the transmission that was in there? With the biggest piece of junk. I can't think of the name.
I used to love the old station wagons with the seats that would face out the
Oh,
rear
I love
window.
that. The back.
Put your kids in the back, no
Oh,
airbags.
those are classics.
Some rear ends either over.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love them.
Yeah, can you have the window down? The
That's
exhaust
right,
is
the
coming
window.
in. I mean, everybody
It was
fine.
crazy, man.
Well, Mom and Dad were in the front seat smoking anyway.
Yeah, that's right. Mom and Dad are smoking.
They're in the front seat smoking and fighting and arguing.
Dad's got a scotch.
Right, yeah, sure.
This cup holder's got a...
No, I remember we had an Oldsmobile.
Mom's got a beer, Dad's got a scotch, they're smoking.
Yeah, sure.
And you're in the back staring out. Hey!
No, I remember the windows? The windows were like this wide. We had an Oldsmobile wagon.
can see through
It
the
had
roof,
those
yeah.
windows on the side.
Yep, yep.
Tinted windows. They were so cool.
Christmas is upon us. Make sure you stay in the festive spirit with iHeart Christmas Radio, iHeart Radio's most popular Christmas station.
Safety in them days? Ah.
Is that your business? Andrew, is that your business?
On
partner
one
on
station,
board?
commercial free, iHeart Radio is your app for Christmas music. Nothing else comes close. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
Sean Hannity.
Face the truth.
Today at 1.
You Republicans in Washington that broke your promises, this is the net result of it.
On Denver's talk station.
Truth.
630 KHOW.
All right, folks, 303-713-8255. Let's get right back to Scott. Scott, I love it. We've got happy Christmas music in the background. Meanwhile, this guy's duplex, unbelievable. You had one of your tenants was making meth in it. Where does it stand right now?
Right now, I'm in the process of finding like a mediation company that's going to come and clean it up, and my insurance company dropped me. They won't cover it.
Why? Whoa. I mean, if they... Hold on. What do you mean they dropped you? If it was a covered event, God, it's too late to get Compass on.
Let me line them up for... Compass is in on Wednesday. Let's line them up for them, Mark. What are you trying to get handled right now, Scott? In other words, how can we literally help you?
I don't know.
Do you need information? I mean, is that really it? Like where to go from here, what to do?
Yeah, something like that. Is like I'm trying to get like a mediation company to clean it up, but I need to figure out how to get contractors and people to come in here and rebuild it, and how long it's going to take.
This is such a specialty deal because it's meth. Hold on. I want to line you up for Tuesday. Is that cool?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, hold on. So, Suzanne, let's think of who we can get on. I mean, definitely Compass. Let's reach out to Compass and see what they would suggest if this happened to one of their clients. But it's a horrible thing. I mean, it's an absolutely horrible thing. Craig, what's going on with you?
I have a customer testimonial on Blinker.
Oh, go ahead, sir.
Actually, my daughter sold her car through Blinker by way of me because I heard about Blinker on your show.
Oh, cool.
Touting them and stuff. So she gets a buyer. The buyer says he's got enough cash, but he wanted to finance it because of the free, the free guarantee, the free whatever, the guarantee, the policy, the warranty.
Okay.
And then, so that all gets negotiated. They made arrangements with her bank and payoff and stuff like that. So then she agreed to a location to sell the car.
Yeah.
Basically, I followed her there. We meet the person, and he likes the car, and they exchanged signatures via the app.
Right on the app?
Yeah, there was no paperwork. It was really weird. I mean, that's the whole point.
So you guys do the whole thing, right?
Yeah, you do.
Once again, it's Uber.
The title work, bill of sale, all gets done right through the app.
That's it. So they both sign, and then you guys do the money transfer.
And then, yeah, when you hit exchange keys, the money transfer happens, and that's when your lien gets paid off if you're making car payments, or that's when your loan gets originated.
And then the rest of the money would go into your bank account or wherever.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so it went perfect, huh, Craig?
It went fantastic, but he drove away without a title, no plates, no bill of sale.
Wow.
He did have electronic bill of sale within the app, but yeah, it's a little bit scary because if you're the seller,
yeah, but you have a certain amount of miles you can drive.
Yeah,
though,
I mean,
in the state of Colorado.
Yeah, and we stand behind all of that, but you are driving away, and it's if you go look in your bank account, it takes we'll transfer it immediately, but it takes a day for that to show up.
Yeah,
so
of course it does.
It can be a little bit nerving.
Craig, very cool, man.
Different thing. So that's why I just wanted to say, great application.
That's great.
Worked fantastic. He took advantage of the warranty.
The whole bit.
And
very cool.
Good luck.
All right, Craig.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, man. Blinker.com or hit the iStore if you have one of those things, or the Play Store if you got a real phone. 303-713-8255. Paul, what's going on real quick, sir? Paul, you're up.
Oh, sorry about that.
That's all right.
So my van broke down a couple months ago.
Okay.
And so I've had it in this shop. I mean, they're good guys. I used to do work with them before when I worked at a different shop, but the place called VMAX in Greeley.
Okay.
And they've had my vehicle for 2 months now. They've replaced the starter because it wasn't, or not the starter, the alternator because it wasn't going, and then they replaced the fuel pump because it wasn't getting any fuel. It turned out that after $1,300 they're spending on those two items, then they actually were trying to repair a wire that was shorting, that was going back to the fuel pumps. That kept blowing that out.
Where's it stand now, Paul?
Well, that's
still not working.
No, when I can get them on the phone.
What's the name of the shop?
It's called VMAX in Greeley.
Yeah, you said that.
I hate to even go this route, man. I'm just fed up.
Well, let's do this. Let's do this, Paul. We're running out of time literally by the second. I'm going to put you on hold. We're going to grab your info. Deputy Dan, Suzanne, grab his info. Let's reach out to him. Let's get him scheduled either Tuesday, Wednesday, and let's see what's going on with VMAX. In fact, grab that shop's information from them. Maybe we give them a call after the show today and see what they have to say, but there's a lot there. Kevin, you want to do any specials while I got you in?
No, just Merry Christmas, everybody. Be safe.
What are your locations? Give the addresses.
Lakewood, Colfax and Watts, Aurora 2nd, and Havana.
Website, sir?
AssuredNautotech.com.
Mr. Machowski.
Yes, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Someone needs
especially my mom. My mom's out here visiting with me.
Is she listening?
It's awesome. Find it,
hi, Mom.
Fix it, $89 or it's free.
Find it,
fix it, $89 or it's free. 781-9858.
Can't go wrong on that. All right, folks, listen, we're going to be back kicking ass, taking names on Tuesday. Enjoy the holiday. Merry Christmas. My name's Mark Major, and you have been listening to the Troubleshooter Network.
Christmas snow is white on the ground.
Win your share of cash or fan play.
Let's go, boys.
Enjoy the weekend.
Yeah, 3-dayer, man.
Yep.
Actually, it's one of the shortest Christmas breaks I've had. Usually we have 4 days.
Yeah.
Right.
Same with New Year's.
Right.
Well, business.
Like last year we had Monday, Friday.
Last year, Sunday, Christmas.
Yeah, it's right on the weekend.
And Monday, so we don't have that Wednesday thing. Last year, it was like, guys, we're going to close Christmas Eve and Christmas. Everyone, yeah.
Yeah,
And
usually.
like 10 minutes later, it's on Sunday.
Yeah, yeah.